Hey everyone, how are y'all? Can everybody hear me okay? Can y'all hear me? Okay, y'all can hear me okay, right? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I don't know why it says that I've been live for 2 hours. That's weird. Miriam, how are you? King Scarlet, how are you? Betty Joe, how are you tonight? Hey, sweet Melissa G, how are you? Lucia, how are you? Okay, as long as y'all can hear me, then I'm good. I don't know why. What's up with my sound tonight? It wasn't working. StreamYard is messed up for some reason. I don't know what's going on. It won't be allowed till 1:45. I see will be I don't know why that's like that either, but on my end it says 10:45. So I don't know what's going on with it. Because on my YouTube studio it says scheduled for December the 2nd at 10:45 p.m. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm here, y'all can hear me. So we're just gonna run with it. Someone said YouTube has been doing that, saying you've been live for different hours. But this is through StreamYard, though, Betty Joe. I just literally hit go live, and it popped up and said live for 2 hours. Now it's at like 2 hours and 2 minutes. Meta Mom, how are you? Hey, Michelle, how are you? Lady V, how are you? Meta Mom, Tonka even sent me a message and asked me about the time because it was saying, I think, like Will B was saying 1:45. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I almost took the brand new computer and just chunked it out the window tonight because it's been ridiculous. Mine says you were live for an hour. Yeah, see, Sweet Melissa says I've been on here for 2 hours and 3 minutes. And I couldn't use StreamYard through Google Chrome or Brave. I had to download Firefox and use it from there. It's ridiculous. Maybe it'll straighten itself out. Yeah, Sweet Melissa, it's super, super weird. Jesus saying it started 3 minutes ago, which is the time that it says. Vapor's saying the same thing. I started 3 minutes ago, but I don't know why it's saying this. This is crazy. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the panel. I gotta find my notebook. I've got stuff strolled all over the place trying to get uh, wires fixed and hooked up and everything else. Wilby, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Irritated, but I'm all right.
Yeah, when we were in Vapors, I pulled it up on, just opened the whole YouTube thing where it shows all the channels and whatever, and it listed starting at 1:45. And I sent you a message in Discord. Was it a typo? I was sure it was, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that sometimes on some people's, whenever they schedule it, it'll pull up on YouTube. Like if they have like an upcoming live or whatever, it'll say like several hours past what they actually got it scheduled for. I don't know why it does that.
Yeah, it did, and I thought maybe you set up you did hit 1-1 and put 1:45 instead of 11:45, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I got you.
So yeah, if I go late or if I go live that late in the morning, I'll let everybody know.
Yeah,
But
we better be
usually,
chasing somebody on the run.
right. Lady B, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
I'm
How's your
sorry you
back?
had issues with your computer. It sounded like you've been to hell and back with it.
Yeah, I was actually up till 6 o'clock this morning on a chat with people from Microsoft trying to get my Microsoft Store issue fixed, my picture issue fixed. Now we got all that done. Now I'm down to one monitor. So I think my drivers are messed up, the display
Oh
drivers.
no.
So now I got to fix that. So,
Yeah, because
but
2 monitors is almost a necessity, man.
yeah, so like I said at the beginning
Or
of
a
the chat, y'all
50-inch
don't have
monitor
to.
works, or a 60-inch monitor works for me.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't have enough room for that. I barely got enough room on the desk for two, but I'm gonna try to get it fixed tonight after the live, and hopefully by tomorrow I'll be back up to two monitors. Faith was saying I should have got an Apple.
No, she got the right thing.
Yes, she should have got an Apple.
I don't know.
You-
I heard that Apple is warning their users that their passwords are getting stolen.
Oh, I don't know. I see. I have a Hewlett and Packard laptop, so I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, this one here. I don't know what the issues have been with this computer,
And I
but
ain't had no problems with it. So
hey, Sally Mae, how are you? Don F, how are you? I don't know. Hopefully, if I can just get the driver issue fixed and get both of my monitors, I will be happy.
when you find out
yeah,
what it is, it'll probably be some little simple setting or something.
it's probably just like a wire
Probably.
or something.
Well, I have switched
It's
out all of my wires, but right now, the only port that is working is a display port. I have an HDMI port and two other display ports that are not working.
See, my HDMI got messed up, and I'm using a VGA
Mm-hmm.
port to computer screen right now until I order it. I got to get my HDMI port to my graphics card fixed because it was messing up kind of
Yeah, I think
goofy, and
that's what's going. Two of my displays, and which I have one VGA one that I'm using right now. It works fine. It's just the HDMI and the other two display ports that ain't working.
yeah, I think I can order a VGA to a HDMI
Yes, you can off of
cord that
Amazon.
will put it back where I can make it work, but I hadn't done it yet.
Yeah, you can get them off of Amazon. That's where I got mine. Hey,
Yeah.
Starla, how are you? Tina Marie, how are you? Okay, y'all. So tonight I've got a couple of different things that I wanted to go over. Hey, Mar, how are you? Okay, now I got to figure out. I got to go back to Chrome, y'all. Hold on a second. Because I've got, no, it's not Chrome. I have everything situated in certain spots. Oh, maybe it is Brave. Yes. All right, so I'm fixing to pull up the document that came out yesterday, and I was actually going to go over this yesterday or last night, but I didn't go live. So, but it's basically saying that they turned in the IGG stuff.
Did they?
Yes, they. I don't know how they turned something in that wasn't
that they
there.
supposedly didn't have.
Right. Wait. Nevada Moon, how are you? Hello, everyone. Don't worry, it's Richie.
Yep,
Richie, thank you.
Yeah, Richie had
We
people a
knew
while
it was
ago.
Richie.
Thank you for letting me know that, Richie.
I looked
I
down
can't
the chat and all
get
these
his name
different
back.
names showed up, and I said, "Who are all these people?" And all of a sudden, it was Richie.
We knew it was Richie.
I didn't. I just wasn't paying attention. I was kind of
Well,
Drive
Summer
on
said
somewhere
it
else.
could have been Richie.
Okay, all right, it pulled it up. I've never used StreamYard, y'all, with Firefox, but this is the
Look
only
at
thing
you.
I could use. Was the only thing I could use that would work with my mic, because on Chrome and Brave, my mic wasn't even working. My
You're doing a
headset with
good
the mic
job.
wasn't working, nothing. Thank you. Okay, so this is all it is. It was like one page. Let me zoom in because I know y'all can't see that too good. All right, so can y'all see that okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so it's just basically the notice of in-camera submission. It just comes now the state of Idaho by and through the Latah County prosecuting attorney, and hereby gives notice that pursuant to this court's October 25th, 2023 order addressing IgG DNA and order for an in-camera review, the state has submitted the IgG information in its possession, custody, or control to the court for an in-camera review. And this was dated yesterday or day before yesterday on the 30th of November, and it hit the website yesterday.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Does Bryan's lawyers get to see it, or does just the judge at this moment?
The judge first, I think.
I think it's just the judge that's going to go over it all.
Right.
Now, I don't know if he's going to allow Ann Taylor to look at it.
Right. That's what. See, I was wondering that. I didn't know.
Hey, Bryan, how are you? That may be something that they may come back for a hearing to discuss.
Right.
But as of right now, it's just going straight to the judge.
Okay.
All
I
right,
didn't know.
Charlotte says it's the judge only.
Yeah.
Okay.
American Princess, how are you? All right, so that is, other than the other two documents that I told y'all about the other day that I think I went over them. One was a motion to seal, and then one was the order to seal.
Yeah.
It was the evidence. Hold on, I gotta. Where did it go, y'all? Yes, temporary order sealing the stipulation and order to transfer the evidence for forensic evaluation pending the hearing. So I went over both of those. So I mean, I don't know how they produced something that they said that they didn't have, but
Okay.
it's now been turned over. It's in the judge's hands, and we'll have to see what happens with it. What do y'all think the judge is going to do with it?
I thought he was just gonna review it before maybe Ann Taylor got it. I could be wrong, but
Well, I mean, if it's just like a record of it, like in writing of what they did and how they came, I mean, I don't know.
One of the questions that I don't know, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm not Lana, I don't pretend I'm trained legally, but how they got to identifying him as a suspect, the dates and the times they got from point A to point B to point C, and how they use the ancestry thing, and possibly some of those people having wanted their material private, not for public, whatever. I don't know if there's any issues how they got to where they identified Bryan, because to where they then did the buccal thing when they arrested him. I don't know if there is or not, but it seems like to me there possibly could be. I don't know.
Well, see, when you do the ancestry thing or whatever it is, you have a choice to opt out, like not put your stuff out publicly. But if you don't check that box,
but
then
it was also brought out that law enforcement knew that there was a loophole on one or two of the sites that they could go a back door, and even if people had opted out, they could still bring those samples into the database to check, and they did it knowingly.
I don't know about that.
And I'm not saying it happened. I don't know, but
I don't think they did it that way.
That's why I'm not sending in my DNA to any type of genealogical website.
Yeah.
And hopefully nobody in my family does either.
Yeah, one of them got hacked here a while back
Either.
too.
I mean, my brother did the ancestry tree, so
Did they?
my brother did, yeah,
Oh, wow.
to see who was our relations and what, you know, what we like. The Italian, we have Italian and Irish.
Hmm. I mean, for something like that, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what he did that for, because he
But
wanted this.
yeah, I mean, it would be cool to do something like that. But if they're using it for, oh shit, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just knocking stuff over on my desk. But if they're going to use it for how they done in Bryan's case,
Yeah, that's a
then
little.
I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not
Our
sending mine
insurance
in.
companies, generally, if you have a certain genetic predisposition to some disease, or something, they
But
want to
see,
deny. I mean, all kind of negative things can come out of it. I'm not saying they
yeah,
are or they will, but it's a slippery slope.
yeah. But see, didn't they just do that to test the knife sheath to see the DNA,
Yeah.
whose DNA it was?
First, and he
Yeah,
not
And then
covered
they took the swab from his cheek
when they
after he was
arrested. They
arrested.
did
to
that.
identify, yeah, after he was arrested, to make sure it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they did his dad's. Didn't they do his dad's? And
No, that's where they got the trash.
Trash. Yeah,
yeah,
the
but
dad's
they
DNA came out of the
knew
trash.
that the sheath was probably the son. I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot what the number was, but it said that the trash DNA was the father of the sheep DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And then when
y'all,
they did,
go ahead, Betty Jo.
and then when they did Brian's cheek swab, that's where they.
Yeah.
Compared the two, right?
Yeah. They confirmed it 100%.
I mean,
Okay.
As long as he has a fair trial, that's all that matters.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
People
And
act
y'all,
like-
real quick, hold on 1 second, will be. For some reason, y'all, whenever I'm talking to someone in chat, it is not letting me tag your name like it usually does. I don't know why. So if y'all ask me a question, just be on the lookout. If I don't say it, the answer in the chat. I don't know what's up with all this mess tonight. Okay, Wilby, go ahead.
I kind of lost my thought, to be honest with you, but it'll come to me. I've got
Been there, done that.
I think we all have.
Yes. Y'all know how I
I've
am.
got
If I don't write it
Alzheimer's.
down, I forget.
I'm getting old
Yeah.
timers, you see.
No, you're not getting that.
No, I'm not. I just sometimes you look. You said something about chat and names, and I went to type something, and I'm Bryan. It'll come to me.
Vapor, I'm doing it in YouTube, and because I have the YouTube chat and the StreamYard chat both pulled up on the screen. Usually, whenever I go to YouTube chat, I just hit the @ sign and type in like the first 3 letters, and the person's name pops up, and I just tag them like that. But it's not working. So,
I did remember what I was going to say. Is everybody thinks that touch DNA is somehow less of a good sample than it just means it's skin cell. It's not fluid derived from fluids. It's it's your skin cells that they've got. Doesn't mean it's not accurate and they didn't get there.
So there was this guy.
People act like it's not a good as good as others kind of DNA. It's just as good or better than anything.
Well,
Yeah.
I just want to say that I hope they get the right guy, because they didn't get the right guy whenever they were searching for Danny Rawlings.
Oh, here we go with Danny Rawlings.
You're exactly right. And I remember that.
He didn't get it.
Well, I mean,
did
yeah,
last night
that's
again.
true. They didn't.
yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember,
Sorry,
DNA back then was like
I couldn't resist that one. It's just too good.
it was in its infancy stages.
Yeah, because back then it was not as advanced as it is
Nowhere
now.
near.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it
I mean,
like
now-
OJ that was like the very first case that come out where the DNA was really
Yeah.
looked at or brought out to the public or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can do this.
So,
y'all.
I mean, it's come a long way.
Right.
I'd say
Oh God, yeah, it really has.
they're breaking cases, cold cases every day with this ancestry database.
Oh, yeah.
From 30, 40 years ago. I mean, literally, you read, if you go on Google and look, it's 1 or 2 a week almost.
And I
They
think
had,
that's why a lot of people are arguing about it. Like, oh, they did it with this and they did it with that. But
Yeah,
look at
it
the
is
cases that
science, and
they're
it is
solving.
scientifically proven, and it's a valid mechanism to identify somebody, 100%.
Which I think is awesome that they are going back and they're able to
Oh, yeah.
solve all these cold
Yeah.
cases.
I seen
They
one
had-
yesterday from 40 years ago or somewhere, and then the week before from 30 some years ago.
Oh, dang.
they had this little boy that he was the original boy in a box.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
this was back in the, I think it was like almost 50 years ago now.
Yeah.
50. And they finally found his family through that.
Yep.
And the police chief in Florida, what's the guy that's always doing the press? I like him.
Hey, Bryan.
You know who I'm talking about? Does when he arrests people in his county in Florida? They solved a case where a lady had been unalived, I think 30 years ago, and they finally went back and did an ancestry thing. They actually got the guy's son. This man lived like the street behind this lady who had been unalived. Whole case.
Wow.
They tested this guy's son. He had passed and found out, sure enough, he lived right behind her and he had unalived him from like 30 years ago. And the son volunteered. But it's that police chief in not Polk County, but somewhere down there. He's always having press conference. Now look at these pictures, and he does a good job. He'll flat go out and put the handcuffs on the criminals.
Okay, y'all. I can actually tag people now. I had to go back and sign back into my YouTube. Okay. I'm happy now. I don't like not being able to tag people because I don't want to like misspell their name or anything in the chat. Hey, Gigi. Starla, I haven't even been over to 4chan since like right after all this happened. Like there was some disgusting stuff over there. I think I went once or twice, and then after that, I didn't go back. Some very disturbing stuff. Hey, Tonka, how are you?
Scarlett, can I say something to somebody in chat real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Queen Von Shea Tarot, if you want to come in here and talk cases, that's okay, but nobody's interested in the free readings.
Oh, yeah, we are not over here to advertise stuff like that. Tonka, I'm doing good, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, that is just downright rude. You don't go to other people's chats.
Absolutely
yeah,
not.
Not without asking, man. That's,
yes. That
That
is
is just rude.
I've seen her in here twice. I thought I had blocked her last time.
That's just rude.
It really
that's rude.
is.
For no matter what community it is or who's ever chatted us, that is rude. So, okay, y'all. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Y'all probably
Avery.
hear me. Avery, how are you? Y'all probably hear me fumbling around on my desk, y'all. My desk is destroyed.
That's all right.
So I'm trying to get everything back in order. I think I'm about there. Okay,
Yay.
so I'm wondering if next there's like in the next few weeks or whatever, if there's going to be like a hearing that's going to pop up for this IGG stuff.
I'm sorry. Are we still on Kohberger? I was reading chat. My brain.
Yeah, I was just saying I'm wondering if like in a couple of weeks after the judges had time to go over all this, and I'm pretty sure he's probably going to have some type of expert in there with him going over all of this to kind of help him better understand what it is that he's reading.
I would hope.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Maybe even two. You know, just what they always say, you hear it once, you get a second opinion.
Right.
So hopefully he does and I'm sure there will be a hearing on it in a couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure it's going to probably take time to go through it all. But hopefully, like all the supplemental, what was it? The 10th supplemental request for discovery, I think, was the last one that Ann Taylor sent to them, and they sent stuff back to her. I'm hoping that all of these requests for discoveries they're like the defense is getting everything that they're asking for. Judge is going through the IGG, make up his mind whatever he's going to do with that, and let's get this trial started.
Exactly, 100%.
Because
I agree.
I'm ready for the trial to get started. I'm kind of over the case, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, there's not really anything right now to report. Once it starts hitting the court, though, that'll be different.
Right.
No,
oh yeah.
People out here making things up about the
yeah.
girls.
And the longer this goes, the more rumors and all that's going to get started.
Well, I saw on X yesterday, I think it was, that,
on
Dylan,
what?
he was on Twitter, X.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, I figured you did.
On what?
And she was dancing, and, they were partying.
Yeah,
and
that's that video that's out of her in college.
Yeah, and it's like, is she supposed to like go to a nunnery or something the rest of her life and just mourn forever? I mean, I know that sounds terrible, but it's been over a year now. People got to get back to their lives and live.
This girl, and don't get me wrong, I still have an issue with the 8 hours. Okay.
Right. Oh yeah.
But people are throwing a fit over the fact that she has transferred schools. I can't blame her. If I was in her situation,
no way.
I wouldn't want to go back to the University of Idaho.
Absolutely.
Not because it's not a good school or anything like that, just the fact that she's going to be bombarded with questions. There's probably rumors swirling all over that campus. The house is still there, so that's going to always be a reminder of what happened. So I don't blame her for transferring schools, and I don't know where she transferred to, but possibly somewhere closer to her family. Her and on that TikTok video, it's whoop-de flippin' do if she's out partying. So what?
Yeah, she's supposed to.
I don't.
I agree. What the big deal man.
Yeah,
I don't either. Leave the girl alone, for God's sake.
She's lost her anonymity, and I don't think even going to a different school is going to help that so much. And that's really a sad part of all of this.
Well, now there's a new one out that she's pregnant.
Oh my God!
I mean, so what? Hell, 20-year-old girls get pregnant. They fall in love.
But I'm saying,
it happens.
Yeah, but I'm saying, just leave her alone. Let her live her life. She's got to come back for the trial. She's already going to be put through all that.
Yes. I mean,
did anybody ever? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, did anybody ever think that maybe she's using that to mask all the things she's feeling and gone a little bit crazy right now because
for all we know, that could have been the very first time that she went out anywhere, and her friends could have drug her out. And so it's like, look, you need to get out of the house, you need to let loose, you need to have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
For all we know, that could have been the first time she's went anywhere.
Yeah, well, and it could be she's acting out because of the trauma she's been through.
It could be she's 20 years old. She likes to go out to clubs like I did when I was 20. And we went to one club on Wednesday night, another one on Thursday night, and on Saturday night we went to another one.
Right.
I mean,
hey, Will B, you were just partying.
We used to pop and lock. I mean, hell, it was Daddy-O's on Wednesday night, ladies lock up. I can tell you every one. I mean, that's what we did.
You go, Wilby.
You just get home, play video games. You got your damn best duds on, got cleaned up, look like something went out.
She can't stay locked up in a house.
No.
From now on until the trial, or even until after the trial. She's got to get out. She's got to be social. She just can't. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. There are some people. Right. It is. Yeah. There's some people that can sit in their house and not go anywhere, and it don't bother them. And then there's some people that have to be around their friends and other people. And she could be that type of person. And yes, she needs some type of normalcy. You know, getting back to school, getting back to hanging out with her friends. She needs that. not locked up in her house because she's
you look
worried
at
about people stalking her.
If you
Absolutely.
look at all the pictures of those people in that house and those girls, and they were always having together parties, dressed up, laughing, having fun, going to sorority parties, going to this and that. But that's what you do when you're in college. You
Right.
don't sit at your house and watch TV. You go out every chance you get, and probably more than you should. But
I mean, and from what it looked like, it was done on Halloween, possibly. Did anybody else notice that the girls in the video looked like they were in costumes of some sort?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So I mean, whoever's stalking whether it's Dylan or friends of Dylan, social media to try to find Dylan in something that they need to
and making judgments.
Yeah.
That's just total BS.
Yep.
Judgment is the Lord's.
That's it. I mean, people just need to leave her alone. Yeah, Avery, that's what it looked like to me. It could have been in Halloween or at Halloween, but they didn't find the video until like a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. And it came out. I've seen a couple of different YouTubers that was talking about, oh, Dylan, she's, what was it they were saying? She survivor's guilt or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still have survivor's guilt and still go out and be around people.
Yeah.
It was
she didn't relinquish her right to have fun.
Okay, Vapor said it was her friend's birthday party the day before Halloween, if he remembers correctly. So, I mean, God, people just make a big deal out of nothing.
Yeah, and she's going to be a witness. They need to leave her the hell alone.
Right. Well, I mean,
Absolutely.
you know that you can push some people to a certain point to where they can't take stuff no more, and they hurt themselves. And so people
they would
need
push me to that. I'd hurt somebody else.
Well,
but I know what
need
you're
to leave
saying.
her alone.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
Just leave the girl alone. Let her live her life. She gets up there. She gets on the stand. She tells the truth about what happened that night and what she's seen or heard or whatever it is that she's got to testify to. And just leave her alone. Leave her and Bethany both alone.
It's just like shame on you. I mean,
yeah,
for you to judge somebody who have no idea what they're feeling, it's just wrong.
I question the 8 hours, and I want to hear her answer. I think
me too.
Something's off about that, and I think they screwed up. But I don't know. They may have an explanation, and I would go, "Hey, now that I hear that, that's perfect. Makes sense."
It could come out to
other
that.
than that, her private life is her private life. I don't give a damn if she goes to a titty bar and titty dances for a living. It's her business.
I mean, I'm not. I'm not here to worry about her private life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care what she does, and she's not doing that.
Well, no, but her private life has something to do with this case and what she witnessed that night.
Absolutely.
She's off the limits as far as I'm concerned. After the trial, if you want to talk to her, whatever. But right now, between here and the trial, she needs to be left the F alone.
Yeah. Sally's like, can we look at one of the other cases?
Yes, I'm actually fixing to.
Let's do a lip reading deep dive on the grub truck video. 12 hours straight.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no, thank you.
Guys.
I would go crazy. Okay, well, there is another case. Hold on. I got to get back to my notes. Lady D, I promise I'm fixing to break the paper and the binders out.
I've got a ton
your
of
planner
They're all over the place.
When's your planner supposed to be there?
I think you said Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it is Wednesday.
It's Avery.
Big dry erase board.
23, 24, and 25. So that way, you can start looking things from this year, next year, and then before you have to get 25, you can write in. I don't know how far it goes into 25, but
okay, that'll work. Thank you. Avery, yes, Katie Ferguson. That's the one I'm fixing to talk about. I got to see though if I've got her picture in here. And Avery, have you seen a missing person flyer for Katie Ferguson?
I can find one for you, I think.
Well, I haven't seen one. So that's why I was asking. Oh, shit. Open this. Okay, here we go. All right. This is. Oh, I hate working with one flipping monitor. God. Okay. Y'all just bear with me, please. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is Katie Ferguson. Hold on, I gotta find my timeline. I got a whole timeline wrote out for her. Where the hell did I be with it, y'all? See, Lady B, this is what them those highlighters are gonna come in handy.
Oh yeah.
I done lost my timeline, y'all. No, here we go. Okay, so in May of 2023, Katie moves from Cody, Wyoming, down to Alabama. I don't know what part of Alabama, just somewhere in Alabama. She moves down there with her mom. She was in a relationship with a guy named Adam Aviles Jr. And the relationship, it was abusive. They both had issues with drugs and everything, but Katie moved down there with her mom. She was getting clean. Adam was in Wyoming. He was getting clean. And she has two little girls. She has
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
She has, well, the youngest one just turned a year old, I think November the 27th. And then the oldest one's 4 years old. Well, okay. So May of 2023, she moves from Wyoming down to Alabama. Her sister, Amanda, talks to her on September the 24th. The sister gets upset with Katie because Katie and Aviles have gotten back together. And she didn't think that they should because of how abusive the relationship was and all this and that. So at some point, Katie gets in touch with the boyfriend, who is also the father of both of her kids. He drives from Wyoming down to Alabama, picks her up. They start their journey back to Wyoming. And this is very Gabby Petito Bryan laundry vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They leave Alabama. I could not find a date of when it was that they left, when he got to Alabama or anything like that. But on October the 5th, they were in Truman, Arkansas. They get pulled over. It's Adam, Katie, and the two babies in the vehicle in a Dodge Durango. On the body cam footage, Katie is in the car. There's no bullet hole in the passenger door. And we'll get to the bullet hole in a minute. Hey, Mountain Mama, how are you? So the officers, when she was reported missing, were able to say, yes, October the 5th, she was still with him in Arkansas. Somehow he goes from Arkansas to Texas. And on October the 9th, the Texas State Patrol pulls him over. And Katie's not in the car. And there's a bullet hole in the passenger door. And the guy has covered this hole up with tape, trying to conceal it. That's all seen on body cam footage. On October the 11th, he's in Colorado, and the state patrol up there pulls him over. And once again, Katie is not in the vehicle. He goes on back to Wyoming. Him and the two babies, they go back up there. On November the 2nd, the mom reports her missing. Nobody's seen her. Nobody's heard from her. She hasn't talked to the sisters. She ain't talked to the mom. She's very close with her stepmom. She ain't talked to nobody in her family. Nobody knows where she's at. Somewhere between October the 5th and October the 9th, something happened to her. November the 4th, 2 days after she's reported missing, the Wyoming's Park County Sheriff's Office deputies, they find Adam's Durango abandoned in rural part of Cody, Wyoming, or near Cody, Wyoming. They said that it had trash bags covering the windows. So whenever the cops come up on it, they break into the car because they wanted to make sure that there's no one in the car who needs help. One of the officers said that whenever they got into the vehicle, they smelled petrified red fluid in there. The front passenger seat was missing. They noticed a bullet hole in the door. There was a part of the carpet in the rear, in the very back of this SUV that was missing. It was cut out, put in a trash bag, and that trash bag was put in the back seat. While the cops are there looking at this car, investigating this car, Adam Aviles Jr. walks up to the car with a can of gas in his hand. Okay, tells the cops, "Oh, it's my vehicle. It ran out of gas. I've got the gas. I'm just gonna put it in there." I honestly don't think he was going to do that. I think he was going to go burn the car to get rid of evidence.
Yep.
So while they're looking in this car, they find a Glock magazine full of live ammunition in there. There is, I think, a total of 3 bullet holes that they find, and a projectile that was, I think, lodged in the passenger side, somewhere in the passenger side of the vehicle. He ends up getting arrested because for possession of, hold on, I've got his charges wrote down somewhere, but it has to do with the magazine and the ammunition and all that.
Yeah.
He tells the cops that Katie's not missing. She just don't want to have anything to do with her mom, so she's not talking to any of them. He don't tell the cops where she's at or anything like that. Hey, Ava. So somewhere between Truman, Arkansas, and Texas, when he ends up that 4-day period, something has happened to her, and nobody knows where she's at. So her youngest baby, the youngest little girl, like I said, just turned a year old November the 27th. Katie's sister said that she would have never missed her baby's first birthday. And one sister has a slight bit of hope that she's still alive, while one sister believes that she's no longer with us.
Right.
And she just hopes that it was whatever happened to her, that it was quick and she didn't suffer. But they want to know where she's at so they can do what they need to do properly, burial and stuff like that.
And he needs to give up that information.
Yes, he does. And Vapor says the guy seems to get pulled over a lot. But see, they didn't put in anything that I have found what he was doing in order to get pulled over. They don't say if they searched the vehicle. And at the time, when he was pulled over, the cops that were pulling him over, they didn't know that Katie was missing. So, it's not like they went in and searched and asked questions and all that. But something has happened to her between Arkansas and Texas.
Yeah. Scarlett, there really is no, I put something in back chat, but there's really no missing person with, age, weight, height, blah, blah, blah. It's just her picture, and you can pull it up, but I've looked everywhere on Google and I couldn't find it.
Okay, let me see.
It's not your typical missing persons poster that you see that says height, weight, name, blah, 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 and tattoos or whatever. It's just one picture.
Okay, now see on this one. Okay, hold on. I don't know whose TikTok this is, but oh shit, where did the other? Give me a second. Let me stop sharing this, and then we're gonna.
I can share it if you want me to.
Yeah, if you can, it may be easier. Oh,
yeah, anytime you need that, all you gotta do is ask.
Yeah, go ahead and share it.
All right, it's there for you.
Okay, just don't let the music play.
Hold on, I may need to go back. So I need to mute it, right?
Yeah, just some music.
Yeah, it's like I say, that's not your typical missing poster.
No.
And I look on all Google images, there's just not.
Hey, Princess Megan, how are you? KK, I heard it too. All right, so it says at the bottom down here, it says bring Katie home. My name is Katie Ferguson. I'm a loving mother of two. I went missing October the 9th near Texarkana. I was traveling from Dothan, Alabama. And then you have to click on more in order to see it or whatever. But they're saying October the 9th is when she went missing. But she was seen October the 5th. And then October the 9th, he got pulled over in Texas. It's what they're putting out as a timeline.
He definitely did something.
Oh, I fully believe he did.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Of course he did.
You know, I wonder if he was taking that gas to burn her.
I don't know.
Or maybe the car, because there was some kind of evidence. Didn't they smell something?
They smelled, yes, petrified red fluid.
Yeah, DNA.
Mm-hmm. It's what one officer indicated that he smelled when they got into the vehicle. And like I said, they had to get into the vehicle because all the windows were covered with, I think it said black trash bags. So they didn't know if there was somebody in there. And because the car belonged to someone who was involved with a person who was missing, that was another reason why they got into it. And then here comes the boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever he is, walking up there with a gas can. He probably didn't know that the cops were there when he was coming back with a gas can. He just walked up on them, and then boom, oh, it's my vehicle, it's out of gas. But explain why it's covered with trash bags all over the windows.
Yeah. He was going to set that thing on fire as well.
Oh yeah. Because if not, why have part of your carpet in the back cut out, put in a trash bag, and then put in the back seat? Where's the front passenger seat?
Yeah, exactly.
Has law enforcement done any forensic work on that, or have they released anything yet? Or
I haven't seen anything. Like, I literally, Troll showed me this story this morning, and I started looking into it. I seen that JLR did a video on it, and then I was trying to get as much information as I could get on it, and I haven't seen where they, and I'm not saying that they haven't, they probably have, they just haven't came out with the results yet.
Actually, Tia was on, it's going to be crazy, was on Voices thing, not because she's a fan of Voices, but because she said Voices had done a really good timeline and really good research on this case. And she,
I just put it in back.
But just that's just, so you know, but you know any more about that, there's a shitstorm over all that too, so I don't want to.
I don't know how close you want to get to that one, to be honest.
Okay, Richie, are you able to see now who's on panel? I had it hid. Okay, I'm going to take this one down. I haven't even had time to look to see if they have a Facebook group for Katie or anything like that.
I'll look real quick.
Okay. Sounds like a Gabby repeat. Tonka, let me see if I can find the picture of her and the boyfriend together. They're holding their baby, and if I can find it, I want to. Okay, do you have a way that you can blur the baby's face out?
Actually, I have one with just her and him side by side. It's not the one with the baby between them. That would probably be better, and I don't have a way to blur the baby. So,
okay, if you have just the two of them side by side that's not showing the baby, that would be fine. I just don't want to bring the baby up. Vapor, yes, he is still in jail. I got to find where I wrote his charges down. No, that's not it.
I know it was something with the ammunition.
Yes. So he is still in jail.
Because he has a record or something.
Yeah. And he pled not guilty to these charges that he has, and his trial is set for January the 24th. Let me see where Cody, Wyoming is at, because that's who would have arrested.
Why do that? Okay.
It's Vapor. It's Park County in Wyoming.
I'm gonna stop the screen I had a while ago, and I'm gonna share this, and I may need to scroll down to. No, it's that. You pull it up, it might be at the place it needs to be, and if not, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good right there. Let me do this. Okay, y'all. The picture with the baby, I don't want to show it just because it has a baby in it. But it's almost literally like I'm looking at Gabby and Bryan again.
Yep.
Crossroad trip,
Wow.
the blonde hair, the dark hair, cross country trip. They're going back to Wyoming. The relationship was very abusive, and it was said that to begin with, the sister liked him, and then something changed.
Because at the beginning, he was probably not showing his true colors.
Right. Trying to be all sweet and innocent and blah, blah. Yeah. Well, then he got to where he was very controlling. He wouldn't let her go anywhere. He wouldn't let her do anything. Like if the sisters wanted her to go somewhere with them, she would say, I can't. Adam don't want me to. A lot of verbal abuse, they said. I'm sure there was some physical abuse in there. Plus the addictions that they had. And it's literally like a Gabby Petito repeat.
Yep.
That's what it seems like. And I know that I have got this dude's flipping thing wrote down where he was charged with. Okay, so so it said the passenger seat was missing. Oh yes, and there was cleaning wipes inside of the car too, or inside of the SUV too. The Glock magazine loaded with live ammunition was near the center console. Okay, I got to find where I wrote it down though with his charge.
If they do find her, they will most likely be able to match possibly that weapon.
True.
If that's the manner, if she's unalived, I mean, you know what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure she is, and I'm pretty sure he's the one who did it.
Yeah, I am too. But
for sure, because if he wasn't and something happened to her by somebody else on the way on their trip, why not call the local police where it happened
exactly.
at?
Yeah.
And say, hey, somebody fired at my vehicle and hit my girlfriend or the mama of my kids or something like that. And you know what I'm saying? But he didn't do that. He went on with his kids and went back to Wyoming. And now the two little girls are with their paternal grandmother. And he's in jail. The mom is missing. You got these two little girls that's going to grow up now, more than likely with neither one of their parents.
Yep. And it's a shame.
Yeah.
Because instead of walking away and just ending it, you want to turn around and take them two little girls' mother away from them.
Yep.
Because you can't be the bigger man and just walk away.
I can't have her. Nobody can. Bunch of
and a lot of people.
Yeah. I don't. Why spend the rest of your life
being miserable
in prison to where you can't see your kids just to take somebody else's life because
he's a jealous little punk.
Because you can't have her and you don't want to see her with nobody else.
And see, there was some Facebook messages that she had sent to her stepmom. And her stepmom had gotten really close over the years. And when Katie left Wyoming on her way down to Alabama, she had wrote the stepmom and asked if, hey, can you help with like some money so we can get a hotel or something like that? I'm almost out of gas. I know I probably should have thought all of this out and planned all this out better, but I'm exhausted. The girls are exhausted. I had to leave Cody because everywhere I looked, I would see Adam. He was following us everywhere. Like she was scared of this dude.
Yeah.
And then she gets down to Alabama and I guess everything seemed okay, and apparently her and her mama got into an argument or something, which could have been over her getting back with the guy, because she also sent a message to her stepmom that said that I love him. I just want us to be a happy family. The girls need to be with their dad. All this and that. He probably manipulated her in some way.
Of
And,
course.
Yeah.
And she probably thought, hey, I can save him. And she even told her stepmom, he's grew up and all this and that. And she ended up getting back with him. He drives from Wyoming down to Alabama, picks her up, and somewhere between Arkansas and Texas, she goes missing.
Scarlett, who is Angela and Amanda Ferguson? How are they related? Because I'm looking.
Okay, Angela is the stepmom. Amanda is the sister, and then there is another sister. Is it Nicole?
Because I pulled up a Facebook thing where they all comment. Amanda, the other one I just said, and some other people.
Angela is the one. That's the stepmom. She's the one that had put out, and I think I may have that in my email. That she put out the messages that that Katie had sent to her. I just gotta find.
Yeah, but anyway, I had that. Anything like that, you need out.
I know Hatanka. Now maybe the 4-year-old may be able to remember her a little bit, but not much. She'll just have pictures of her. The baby won't remember her at all. She'll just have pictures.
Yeah, Angela Ferguson actually makes a ton of posts.
Okay, so apparently I did not save the article that I was wanting, so let me find it.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I can find it real quick. There was actually one that came out 20 hours ago, and then there was another one that came out like a few hours ago. Let me see that. This is, because there was one that the stepmom put up. No, I don't want to subscribe to the newspaper.
The Fox News 20 hours ago.
Let's see. Yes.
I got it. Serving messages, red flags.
Okay, let me see if that's the one that the stepmom put. Yes, this is it. Okay, I got it. I can pull it up right here.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah, I can pull it up. Okay. Okay. No, not that one.
I might need to stop screen where I had that other one.
Okay, your browser has blocked your screen. Click on the screen icon in the address bar. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yeah. No. It's got all 4 of us.
Okay, because I keep getting this thing popping up that says my browser has blocked my screen.
Yeah, there's all 4 of us up here.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody can see it. Now, let me see if I can pull. Avery, you can't see the screen?
Hang on.
I see it on StreamYard and.
Okay.
StreamYard and YouTube.
I have it on my TV. I can see it.
Okay. Okay. Oh, Sharon says she can see everybody. Okay, let me see because it's not letting me. Now, let me see if I can do this. It's not. Okay, yeah. See, if I can't pull. Oh, I see y'all. I thought you meant. Avery's got me over here worried people can't see me.
Yeah, Avery needs to redo her connection or something.
No, she thought I had already pulled up the screen share, and she couldn't. Yeah, and she.
There you go.
She couldn't see the screen share. Okay.
She's looking at the stars.
All right, so this is a family of missing Wyoming woman reveals disturbing messages, red flags before she vanished. Just came out today. It says at 4:00 Eastern time this morning. So, and this also has the messages that I was talking about that the stepmom has. It shows them on here. All right, so it's, go ahead.
Go ahead. The messages came in the timeline. Can you kind of, as you tell it, just refresh my memory here a little?
Wait, no, do what now?
The messages that she got from her came when they were coming back.
She got some of, I think there was one or two that she got when Katie first left Wyoming in May and was on her way down to Alabama. And I think there was one that she got after they had left Alabama on their way back to Wyoming.
I got you.
Okay, so it says Katie Ferguson's sister said that she knows in my heart my sister isn't here after Katie missed her youngest daughter's first birthday on November the 27th. And I believe that is, I think her name is Nicole. It'll tell it here in a second. So Ferguson, a 33-year-old mother of two young girls, hasn't been seen since at least October and was officially reported missing to the police in Cody, Wyoming, November the 2nd. I think something happened, whether it was an argument or they didn't agree on something. I don't know if it had to do with the kids or whatever. Katie's sister, Nicole Ferguson, told a Fox News Digital during an emotional interview. In my heart, I know she's not alive anymore. I don't need any kind of proof from anyone. If she was here, she would have gotten a hold of one of us. There's just no way that she wouldn't have. There's no way. That's not Katie. Katie doesn't hide out. She's not that type of person. And I'm hoping if that's the case that she died instantly and didn't suffer. I can't imagine, because I'm an only child. I can't imagine having a sibling missing and the person that she was last with on a cross-country trip is out and about in the town. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? Out and about in town and all this and that, and you have no idea where your sibling is. I couldn't imagine that. So as of December the 1st, Katie's case is being investigated by local and federal law enforcement as a missing person case, but her family thinks her ex-boyfriend, Adam Aviles Jr., is involved or knows what happened. I have to agree with the family. I think that hey, Devil Doll, I think that Adam knows everything. I think Adam is the key to finding out what happened. I just hope that he didn't do whatever he did to her in front of those babies. And they have to experience that trauma. So Aviles Jr. is being held in jail on federal charges of being a felon in possession of ammunition. He pleaded not guilty and his trial has been set for January 24th. His lawyer, David Wise, didn't immediately return Fox News Digital's request for comment. Nicole has known Aviles Jr. since he was a teenager, and she said that he always seemed like a good guy and didn't think that he would hurt anyone. But Katie and Aviles Jr.'s relationship turned into an ugly, verbally abusive mess before Katie broke it off in May, Nicole said. And this is the picture down here that me and Will B was just talking about a minute ago. But this one, they've got the baby's face kind of blurred out. But if you look at Katie and Adam, it's literally like looking at Gabby and Bryan.
Yeah, it is.
It's
really sad.
Yes, it is. So they both struggled with addiction, but they seem to be on a positive, clean path. Katie's stepmom, Angela Ferguson, recalled a family trip in 2021 when Katie and Aviles Jr. were in a good place. No, I can't talk tonight. So it made me feel really good that she seemed to have turned things around and she was in a good spot in life, Angela told Fox News Digital. She was very attentive to the kids, and I just got to know her better. On this vacation, I saw her in a different light and had hoped that everything was going to turn out all right. But something shifted in him. Shortly before they broke up in May, Nicole told Fox News Digital. I don't know if it was the stress of having a baby with her or the stress of life or what it was, but he was different. He was very controlling, like she wasn't allowed to go do anything or go anywhere, Nicole said. I would be like, Katie, let's get out together. My kids miss you. And she would be like, I can't. Adam doesn't want me to. I would have told Adam to go jump off a flipping bridge.
Exactly.
I can't go nowhere with my sister. Yeah. Okay, so the unnerving messages. I keep seeing him everywhere. I couldn't stay. So this is what Katie tells her family member. Nicole said that she was proud of her sister, was proud that her sister had ended things with Aviles Jr., but Cody, Wyoming appeared to be an unsafe for Katie and her kids, according to the Facebook messages Katie has sent to her stepmom in May on the way to Alabama. Katie planned on living with her biological mom and the kids in Alabama to avoid Aviles Jr. During the trip to Alabama, Katie seemed panicked and scared in messages to her stepmom, which was shared with Fox News Digital. I don't want to be stranded on the side of the road with 2 kids, Katie wrote to Angela. I know you're probably thinking, well, you should have thought about it and planned about it, but Adam kept following us. I kept seeing him everywhere. I couldn't stay in Cody, which is in Wyoming. I'm not asking for a lot. I just need help. Okay, so these are the messages. I can't make them any bigger. If I get like super close to my screen, I can probably read them. All right, so it shows, or it says, that shows where I'm at right now. The first one, I'm in some little town and I'm driving to Kansas City tonight. That was just me. I would drive it as far as I can straight through, but I can't with the 5-month-old and a 4-year-old. I've been stopping so much because of them. It's taking longer than I had planned and expected. I don't want to be stranded on the side of the road with 2 kids. I know you're probably thinking, well, you should have thought about it and planned about it, but Adam kept following us. I kept seeing him everywhere. I couldn't stay in Cody. I went to a safe house in Billings, and it was a joke. I'm begging you, will you please help me? I'm not asking for a lot. I just need help. So that's what she had sent to her stepmom. This is a stepmom with the 2 babies. So it says, Angela said that she sent her money and helped her get a hotel room, and the message showed Katie's appreciation for the help. So Katie sends her back, says, thank you very much. We didn't know what we were going to do, and we're almost out of gas, Katie wrote to Angela. We are so exhausted. We just want to get as far away from him as we can because we're tired of looking over our shoulders constantly or scared to take the girls anywhere. During the same message exchange, Katie alleged Aviles Jr. was using drugs again. For the next few months, Katie stayed with her mom until they seemed to have had a fight or disagreement, and Katie wanted to move back to Wyoming, according to the messages she sent to Angela on September 24th. And also on September the 24th is the last time that Katie's sister Amanda spoke to her on the phone. But this message here says, hey, is there any way you think that you could book us a cheap motel room? I think like the Motel 6, or I can do it either way works. Please, we are just stuck here a few days until we have Adam's stepmom and his dad send us some money to get back to Cody. So at this point, she's already back with Adam, and they're on their way back up to Wyoming. They just don't have it right now. Right this minute, and I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that these girls are okay and that we're okay. It's just hard right now, and I know that we made a good decision by going back to Cody with him. And yes, that is true, but I do love him and I do want to be with him. I just want to be a happy family, and he has grown up. I'm sorry I forgot about your surgery and stuff. I hope you're healing well. Does it feel better? Was it a nerve block and all that? So, and then this is his Adam Shane Aviles Jr. So he got 1 count of unauthorized use of a vehicle, 1 count of possession of a controlled substance, and then 1 count of warrant service. So when was this? He was arrested on November the 8th of 2023.
Yeah. Have you read the Cowboy State Daily article about this case,
No.
Scarlett? It's really good. It says they haven't got the results back from the DNA, but it said they found 3 projectiles, and it kind of gives the whole deal, which you're doing yourself too, but it's pretty good.
Okay. All right. So it says here, Katie called Aviles Jr. to get them, according to her family, in court documents in his federal gun case, which was shocking to her family. Katie stopped talking to Adam after they broke up, Nicole said. That's why it was so weird to me that all of a sudden he was in Alabama. Angela believes, knowing how loving Katie is, that Katie wanted the kids to be with their dad. All she wanted was to be a happy family, Angela said. I think sometimes in these relationships, you get trapped in wanting to do the right thing and let the kids be with their dad, even though it's not a good relationship. Okay, and that's Katie and her sister, Nicole. So at some point on the way back to Wyoming, Katie disappeared. The last time She was last seen in Truman, Arkansas, around October the 5th, according to the court documents in Avalos Jr.'s federal criminal case, which noted there was no projectile hole in the passenger side door. 4 days later, on October the 9th, Avalos was pulled over by the Texas State Patrol, which was when law enforcement found a projectile hole in the passenger side door, and Katie wasn't in the car, according to the indictment. He was pulled over again in Colorado, and he was the only adult in the car, the federal complaint says. Avalos and the girls returned to Wyoming without any sign of Ferguson. So when I first found out about my sister missing, I was in shock. I cried for 3 or 4 days, Nicole said, as she rubbed the tears from her eyes. I know in my heart he did something to her. So on November the 4th, Avalos' 1999 Dodge Durango, which she drove during the cross-country trip, was found in the Oregon Basin area near Cody. Federal investigators executed a search warrant 2 days later and allegedly found dry blood, which was confirmed by a crime lab, and 3 fired projectiles consistent with the .45 caliber round inside the passenger side, and 2 stuck in a door, a federal complaint says. The front seat was missing, and a large portion of the truck's trim was removed and stuffed into a trash bags in the back seat, according to the indictment. This dude was just trying to hide all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
Good heavens.
Oh, yeah. The family continues to wait to hear from investigators about a potential DNA on clothing and other items investigators found in the truck. Angela said that she and her family learned about this evidence in the news. They didn't even call the family and tell them anything. They had to hear it, we're hearing it. I wish we could have been informed, or it could have come out different, Angela said. Just the thought of her possibly suffering as her life slipped away and the kids where they are with her. There are so many things that we would just probably never know. Okay, and then this is just talking about how goofy Katie was and stuff like that. So Angela and Nicole stress how important it is for their family to think of Katie with her quirks and goofiness. Angela laughed as she talked about Gangsta Kate, a nickname that Katie had given herself because she always rapped along with the latest songs in her car. She played a funny YouTube video in which a woman was rapping and her head flailing. That's Katie, Angela said. They both laughed as they watched the video during a Zoom interview with Fox News Digital. So that's exactly what she looks like, said Nicole, laughing at the video. While I'm driving around, Katie is doing stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So Katie seems like she's the goofy, fun, loving type sister. So Katie is 1 year older than Nicole. They were temporarily living apart after Nicole lived with her dad and Katie lived with her mom, but the 4 siblings always hung out. Nicole and Katie grew closer as they got older, Nicole said. From the time that I was a teenager on, we got very close. We always had so much in common, said Nicole, who describes their fun night out dancing and goofing around. And then, of course, when she gets with douchebag, he gets very controlling and doesn't want her to have anything to do, what it sounds like, with her family. Then Katie became a mom, said Nicole, and she saw her incredible transformation into a great mom who would do anything for her kids. Nicole mentioned a song that went something like Everything Will Be All Right. It was a sentimental song between the two of them, and it popped up on her Spotify the other day, and she couldn't stop thinking about her big sister. What scares both Angela and Nicole now is how Katie's kids are going to grow up, possibly without a mother and a dad who might be in jail. They're worried about them reading things on the internet about their parents. And for those little ones, if Katie is never found, as her family fears, will be what carries on her legacy, Angela said. And then Nicole recalled that the last text exchange, Katie wrote, "I love you." Nicole replied, "I love you too." The family has set up accounts at Bighorn Federal Bank and the U.S. Bank under Katie Ferguson Memorial Fund to go towards any searches or memorials in the near future. So I'm wondering if they're going to have some searches, if they're going to concentrate in certain areas between Arkansas and Texas, between those 2 traffic stops.
I think they got him dead to his rights once they get the DNA and the amount
for
of
sure.
Putrefied blood. If there's enough of it, they will be able to determine that she could have not survived losing that amount of,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he's
sure.
15. He's looking at a 15-year bid on the firearm with felony. So
That
they got him
ammunition
locked
stuff,
down
yeah.
for a good while. So he ain't going nowhere.
Well, at least he didn't bond out, though.
Well, he ain't going to. He's like I say, he's a felon with a firearm. He's
Mm-hmm. Carol, how are you? No way, how are you? Wonder if he had a phone that they could track him when he stopped. No way, that's a good question.
They also said in that that article I have in the back chat that I can bring up, or you can, they talk about doing the, I guess, cast or the data from the phone where he was picked up along the trip, possibly, which they're also waiting. But
okay, that's the Cowboy
Daily State article.
Okay.
I can share it up, or however you want to do it. I don't know
how. Yeah, if you shared this one, no, I won't be able to read it.
All right, well,
because it'll be I can.
Bottom one, Cowboy State Daily.
Okay, let me grab it, and then I have to move it over here so I can share it. Let me get back into my comments.
And you're having to do all of this. Why, Scarlett? Because of something glitch in your computer?
Well, I don't have but the one monitor, so I have to move stuff around. But for some reason, when I'm on StreamYard on Firefox, if I have another tab pulled up on Firefox, it's not letting me pull it up to share on my screen. So I have to move it off of Firefox onto a Google Chrome tab, and then I can pull it up.
What? That's weird.
Yes, it's very irritating. Like I literally wanted to take. I'm telling y'all,
everything doesn't just integrate with everything else, and it's aggravating.
I'm telling y'all, the computer almost went flying out the front door tonight.
I
was.
And why?
I was irritated beyond, like, I don't know what today, because I thought I had everything fixed, and I come in here and I get my StreamYard pulled up, and it says you don't have a mic. My mic was literally plugged in.
Oh my!
So as I'm like trying to figure out what's going on, I'm typing to the StreamYard tech support, trying to figure everything out.
Wow.
Okay. So once I get my other screen, though, that's what I'm missing.
Yeah, that will help a lot.
Yeah.
Is it just that it's not compatible with that particular monitor?
No, I think it's the drivers need to be updated. Because I have 4 ports back there, but only one of them is working, and that's the one that I have the monitor plugged into that is working.
Oh, yeah.
So I think my other ones, because last night we had to reinstall Windows 11, and I think the drivers probably need to be updated for those.
What a pain in the butt.
Yeah. So me and Troll's got to work on that tonight after.
Yeah, that's why I have an iPad.
I know. Vapor told me earlier I should have bought an Apple. Y'all, I just don't know if I can deal with the Apple products.
I agree with Vapor.
There's nothing.
Devil Doll, she's 33. I'm sorry, Lady V, go ahead.
No, you're good. I just think it's funny.
It's just, and my other monitor, y'all, is literally like just sitting here next to me.
It says, help me,
black.
Mama.
And I'm wanting to scoot my chat over there, and I know that I can't because that's just like a habit. I always put my YouTube chat on my other monitor. And he's just sitting there just staring at me, be like, yeah, you know you want to use me, but you can't.
Help, I'm in the dark.
Yeah, hopefully I will have it fixed tomorrow. And Vapor, I know, should have bought an Apple, but like I said, I did hear that Apple, they were warning their customers that people were hacking into it and stealing the customers' passwords.
Well, if they're doing that, they can get into yours a whole lot easier than they can get into.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Anybody want a baby?
Sure.
I will.
She's being bad right now.
She's a baby.
Send her over here, and I'll take care of her.
Lady B can have her for a while, and then we'll bring her to me, and I'll keep her, and then we'll just.
I told her to
pass
stop.
her around.
She's kicking the wall, and I told her to stop. She said, "No, you stop."
See, that's just being sassy because she's 3, so she can get away with it.
Pat's being sassy because she sees her mom
Yeah.
being
What are you,
sassy.
girl? You about to get it?
It's that Italian blood. That sassy.
And I wish I had a Red Bull right now.
She's in that stage where she.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna go to the kitchen and get me a Great Crush. Be right back.
Okay.
He cracks me up with his drinks.
Yeah.
Great
Betty
crush.
said- Vapor said if she comes here, she will come back with a whole new vocabulary.
She's already got one. She mocks everything you say.
But that's
Tell her
just
what you
because
said
she's
earlier.
Oh, what'd she say?
Because the cat she's got a kitten and it messes with the tree. And she comes in here, she says, Mom, can you get the cat? I said, why? What's he doing? Messing with the tree. So I said, okay. She says, and can you smack his ass?
Mm-mm.
I said, don't say that. You're going to get me in trouble.
I'm sorry. That is funny.
It is funny.
Don't say that no more.
Only Mama.
But she's just at that age that she's going to repeat everything that she hears. I mean, that's everything. Kid, so.
My son, his favorite word was crap. And I'm like, what are you going to do when your daughter's 3 years old and she's walking around saying, well, crap?
Yep.
Hold on just 1 second, y'all.
She walks around saying, that's a bad word, Mom. What? All I said was, I love you.
She's so cute. My God.
Okay, Will B, are you back?
Yeah, I was putting ice in my cup, so I'm here.
Okay, I just want to make sure you're back before I started reading this.
Yeah,
you
you're
always
good.
crack me up with your grape crushes, and
they're good. Plus, you get 2 of them for $2.50, which is instead of paying the ridiculous
I know.
price.
I just haven't had a grape crush in like 20 years, man.
I like them.
Apparently.
I mean, I get like 2 a day, and I don't usually drink but 1.
You know, my favorite used to be that sun-kissed one.
Yep. Orange
No,
sun-kissed.
I used to have an old one of them sit-down coolers box. You push the box back from the top. Old school back in the day, and it would be so cold that in the bottom of that cooler, the drinks, when you pulled them out and opened them, would be slushy.
Yep.
It was a bomb.
I remember those.
That was in one of my stores, but none of the other ones will do it.
All right, let me get this pulled up here now. Okay, so the smell of petrified red fluid in the car, missing Wyoming woman's ex-boyfriend. This dude just looks, y'all. He looks.
He
creepy.
does. Where is he there?
Huh?
He looks like a psycho.
He does. Is that a picture he took of himself?
Yeah, you know how the people stand in the bathroom in the mirror and take a picture of themselves through the mirror? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
like my son does.
I don't do that. God.
When I go to the bathroom, I go to use it, not take pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's this generation.
A lot of people do it. Apparently, he liked doing it too. So.
He is 33 years old, so.
Yeah.
You know, they never have said, though, how old this Adam guy is.
Yeah.
Like, because Katie was 33, but I have not seen, because he kind of looks younger than her.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
But I haven't
looks
seen
like he might be about 29, maybe 30.
I wrote his birthday down. And I should have looked at
26 years old.
He's 26?
Yeah, he was born in 93. No, wait. So 93, he would be 30.
He'd be 30, yeah.
Well, this article, hold on, let me see.
Never mind. I'm wrong. That's a different birthday for a different case. So he's 26?
Yeah, that's what it says in the Cowboy State. Adam Aviles Jr.
Wow.
So
she liked him young.
He was a good bit younger than her.
Yeah. Young, dumb, and stupid.
Yes. All right. Well, it says that is true. Hey, May, how are you?
Some men don't understand that.
Oh, I love you.
No, that's Scarlett.
I love you.
Hi,
No,
little
baby.
baby Joe.
You want to say hi?
Hi, little baby.
Come here. Go ahead, say it.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
You know, you are just
Aw.
about the most adorable little girl in the whole wide world.
Say thank you.
We love you. You're a doll.
She is so cute.
We got her and we got Ava and Willie. We got some good mascots for this channel.
All right. So it says Katie Ferguson was in her ex-boyfriend's Dodge Durango when they left Alabama to drive back to their home in Cody. She never made it home, and when investigators found the Durango, it had a bullet hole in the door and reeked of petrified blood or red fluid.
Okay, wait a minute. What's the difference between petrified red fluid and just red fluid that's dry?
It's dried and
Well, what difference is
and
the
less
smell? Is
salt,
it?
kind of.
Yeah, it's probably,
It's been there a while.
yeah,
Oh, okay. So it's more
like
potent.
it's aged, like it's been sitting,
So
like
it's
it got there and it was never cleaned up.
so it's more potent than it would be
Well,
otherwise.
yeah, just think of when red fluid, like if it doesn't get cleaned up, the smell that it has.
And also an amount that
Right.
it would have, I don't know how to say this, like,
There
it
would
know
be
probably a lot.
thicker, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying you would about have to take a putty knife to scrape it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I was just wondering what the difference in the smell was.
All right. So when investigators found the abandoned Dodge Durango of the missing Cody woman's ex-boyfriend, the vehicle smelled of petrified wood. Okay, and the bullet hole was in the door, according to a federal charging document filed late Monday. What is it?
You said petrified wood. Smelled of petrified.
Oh God. Y'all, I'm
Y'all
sorry.
give her a break. It's hard to read these damn things.
It
I
is.
do it myself.
She
It's not
just
easy.
hardly ever makes a mistake. I gotta pick on her a little bit.
You're good. I'm just y'all. I'm not all here tonight because I'm working with one monitor and it's very hard.
Yeah, she's had a day. 24 hours.
Yes.
Double dang day. Dang if you do,
Yes.
dang if you don't.
But petrified red fluid, because I don't need to say the other word.
Yeah.
All right, so FBI Special Agent Luke Williamson filed a criminal complaint in the U.S. District Court for Wyoming accusing Adam Aviles Jr., 26, of being a felon in possession of firearm and munition. But the complaint also presents haunting evidence of possible bloodshed in the Dodge Durango in which Aviles Jr. set out to drive his on and off again girlfriend Katie Ferguson home to Cody. Ferguson was staying in Alabama, where her mom lives, and was clean from drug use for a while, according to a statement Ferguson's mother gave to investigators. Aviles Jr., who's also from Cody, came to Alabama to get her sometime in late summer or early autumn, says the complaint. And see, they still haven't specified what day he got to Alabama and what day they left on their way back. Let's see. Okay, so he stayed in Alabama with her for several weeks, but then the pair set out along with their two young daughters, ages 1 and 4, to return to Wyoming. So he was there for several weeks. So let's say they left at the beginning of October. Was he there for like the whole month of September? Like what did they consider several weeks?
Right. Several usually means 3 to 5.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
All right. So the petrified red fluid. Ferguson's mother contacted the Cody Police Department to report her daughter missing on November the 2nd, the complaint says. A police sergeant confronted Aviles Jr., who had made it back to Cody with the children, but he said Ferguson wasn't missing. She just didn't want to have contact with her mother. On November the 4th, someone reported an abandoned vehicle in the Park County Sheriff's Office, or to the Park County Sheriff's Office. It was a black 1999 Dodge Durango parked in the Oregon Basin of rural Park County, says the affidavit. It came back registered to Avalos Jr. Given Avalos Jr.'s connection with Ferguson's disappearance and the suspicious location of the vehicle, deputies broke a window to make sure that no one was inside the vehicle and needed medical attention. Sheriff Darrell Stewart related to his investigator, Clayton Creel, that he could smell petrified red fluid coming from the vehicle, the affidavit says. The front passenger seat was missing. There were multiple Clorox wipes inside the vehicle and a Glock pistol magazine loaded with .2 capacity near the vehicle's center console, the document alleges. Investigators are still waiting for results of the DNA testing on the blood found in the vehicle, which hasn't yet been confirmed to be Ferguson's. Officials and family also haven't stopped searching for her. So these are some other pictures of Katie.
She's sure pretty.
Oh, she was gorgeous.
Yeah.
All right, so bullet hole on the passenger side. Stewart saw a trash bag inside the Durango, which appeared to be a tan piece of interior body molding protruding from it. The tan piece appeared to have a dried streak of blood on it, said the affidavit. The front passenger door was allegedly pierced with a projectile hole that had duct tape over its exit and entrance, but the protruding metal still showed. Deputies were still investigating the Durango when a man walked up to them with a gas canister. Later identified as Avalos Jr., the man said that he was there to fill up the Durango because it had ran out of gas and was inoperable, says the affidavit. So your vehicle runs out of gas, you put black trash bags up around the windows and walk away.
Yeah, that's just
with
strange.
Red fluid all in it.
Yeah.
On a rural area. Okay, hold on.
He's planning on burning that car.
For sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, there you go, Avery.
The baby just said absolutely.
Oh. Okay, so Creel asked dispatch to search the National Crime Information Center, NCIC, for hits on Avalos Jr. during his travels back from Alabama. Avery, give me 1 second. I'll bring you up. Creel also reached out to Wyoming Division of Criminal Investigation about freezing letters and cell phone data. Creel and the DCI special agent reviewed the NCIC search and were able to construct a probable timeline of Ferguson's disappearance. A police camera in Truman, Arkansas, captured Avalos Jr.'s vehicle October the 5th. There was no projectile hole in the passenger side door on that video, says the affidavit. Texas State Patrol camera captured the vehicle 4 days later, October the 9th. This time, the camera showed the projectile hole and the passenger door concealed with tape. Ferguson was not in the vehicle, and a clothing heap covered the back seat, the document says. So where the hell was the baby's at?
Yeah.
If there was clothes all over the back seat.
Hey, Avery.
Avery, how are you?
You're muted. You're muted.
Avery, can you hear us?
Hey, baby boomer, you're muted.
Can you guys hear me?
Now, are you okay?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to come up and tell you, Lady V was asking about the red stuff. Sorry, guys, I'm sick, so I know I sound like crap.
You sound terrible, huh?
Yeah, me and Jaden are both sick, fever and everything. But
oh, he needs.
I couldn't type this all out in chat, but so putrefaction is the 5th stage.
Oh hell, I was calling it petrified, y'all.
Oh yeah, it's putrefied, and that's the 5th stage of death. So when they refer to the red stuff as being putrefied, it tells them that that red stuff came from a deceased person.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay, I just could not type that all out because I was like, oh my gosh, it wouldn't even fit.
You said it was the 5th stage, right?
Yeah, it's the 5th and pretty much the final stage of death. So if they're saying that that's what the red stuff was, that it was putrefied, that means they know it came from a deceased person, not a living person.
Okay.
Right. That makes a whole lot more sense to me. That's why I was like questioning.
But it actually really hurts to talk. I just discovered, so I'm going to go back down.
Okay, I hope you
I'm
and Jay
so
get to
sorry.
feeling better.
Thank you so much.
We're,
All right, I'll
we're
be back down
praying.
in the chat.
Okay.
Praying for you, hun.
Thank you.
Poor
Hey,
thing.
Summer. Oh, I hope they get better.
I hope they're checking to make sure they don't have this white lung thingy.
Yeah. Seems like some awful stuff that's going around. Yeah, I just been sitting here calling it petrified red fluid.
Well, I've been like, I mean, that's why I was confused. I'm like, I don't, but I'm too tired to even think of what else it would be.
I'm working on like 3 hours of sleep right now. So
yeah, so am I. So I get you.
I know how you feel.
Yeah, go ahead, Betty Jo.
I said, I know how you feel. You're tired.
Yes, I'm exhausted.
Besides that, sometimes words are difficult.
And it depends on how big it is. And if you can't see it very well, you're going to think it's what it says.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, I will try to say it correctly from now on.
Putrefied.
It was huge.
Yeah, putrefied instead of petrified.
Hey, either way, we got what you were saying.
Yeah,
I do, but I wrote that out in my notes earlier, and I kept thinking petrified, and I was like, that does not spell like petrified. I just ran with it. All right. So, a Colorado State Patrol trooper contacted Avalos Jr. on October the 11th, and Ferguson was not in the vehicle, the affidavit alleges. So, after, was it the 5th, when he was seen in Arkansas? After that, she wasn't with him when he was seen again by police. I wish they would have put why he was pulled over each time, though. All right, so cadaver dogs. So when search and rescue personnel aided in the November the 4th investigation of the abandoned Durango, 2 cadaver dogs participated. The affidavit says that one canine alerted near a tire track where the vehicle was sitting when found. The other canine allegedly alerted by the front passenger door of the Durango, which was in the law enforcement center garage at the time. And remember, the front passenger seats was missing. I wonder if they ever found that. It's going to be interesting to find out. So Creel searched the vehicle himself on November the 6th with a warrant. He found a large quantity of what appeared to be dried red fluid, said the affidavit. The Wyoming State Crime Laboratory later confirmed that it was red fluid. Creel also recovered 3 fired projectiles, apparently 45 caliber bullets, the affidavit says. One was reportedly inside the passenger side B pillar of the vehicle, and 2 were inside the front passenger door. But I wonder if they ever say if it was fired from inside or outside. So,
I keep when I mean, this is just nothing but the sense, the feeling that I get from it.
mm-hmm.
I just feel like it probably came from the inside of the car.
I just hope that makes me think, though, that those babies were in there.
I know it.
I hope not.
I hope not either, but just...
I mean, it just depends on, were they in an argument and he was out of the car, or were they in an argument and he was in the car? I'm sure there was some sort of disagreement.
Right. All right. So Creel confirmed that the front passenger seat was missing. A large portion of the vehicle trim had been removed and was in a trash bag in the back of the vehicle. Creel saw cleaning supplies and various tools and clothes and other items that were blood stained, the document says. Creel allegedly found the loaded magazine, but no firearm. The magazine was consistent with magazines matching a Glock 21 pistol, which is a 45 caliber handgun. If they're finding all that, yes. I mean, he's tore the car apart. He's took the seat out. He's got parts of a car in a trash bag that's got red fluid on it. There's clothes with stains on it. Holes in the passenger side.
It almost makes me wonder if he had been hitting on her or something before then, you know?
Possibly.
I mean, that's a lot of red stuff.
Yeah, that's usually
gun.
I mean, that's what happens in a D.
Yeah.
B. I mean, you know, it starts there and it ends with what we think ended the way it ended here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's read what this next part says. So, Dad accidentally hurt Mom. So, on November the 8th, Avalos Jr.'s father, Adam Avalos Sr., told Sheriff Stewart that he had seen his son with a handgun in the recent past. Park County Sheriff's personnel reportedly found packaging for a large caliber pistol's holster in the father's home, where Avalos Jr. had been living on November the 8th. Also on November the 8th, a FBI forensic interviewer in Billings, Montana, interviewed Avalos Jr. and Ferguson's 4-year-old daughter, who rode home from Alabama to Cody with Avalos Jr. The little girl made a statement about her father accidentally hurting her mother, says the affidavit. Investigators couldn't uncover what timeline the preschooler was referencing, however.
Poor thing. That makes it like they saw it.
She saw him hurt her, but they couldn't tell when it was. That's sad, because now that little girl has got to grow up with that.
For the rest of her life, she's going to remember that.
Right. All right. So Avalos Jr. was convicted of felony heroin possession in 2017 in Park County, which disqualifies him from having firearm ammunition. Assistant U.S. Attorney for Wyoming, Paige Hammer, is charging Avalos Jr. with one count of being a felon in possession of a firearm, which is punishable by up to 15 years in prison and $250,000 in fines. At the time, Avalos Jr. remains in police custody and has not been charged with an act of violence against Ferguson, his court files indicate. So he hasn't been charged with it yet, but he is a person of interest.
Oh.
That is sad, though, that the baby said that.
Yeah, it really is.
Now, she could help solve it for her mom.
Yeah.
But I don't think that a 4-year-old should be put through that.
No. These guys, they don't care. All they think about is themselves and their wants and their desires and their needs. They don't think about anybody else.
Oh, that's that narcissism.
Yeah.
Vapor, yeah, the only person of interest.
But they haven't, I can't believe they haven't arrested him yet, though.
I think after that comes back, that DNA comes back, and if it says that it's hers, I think he's going to get charged with it.
Yeah, that and the telephone data that may be connected to places along the trip. I think they got him dead to his rights myself.
But I think that's what they're waiting on, is for that to come back.
Yeah,
they're gonna get him with it.
And like I say, if the amount that they may determine that was there, they can tell at times that if it's enough that and it's her, matches her DNA, that she could not have survived whatever happened.
Right.
Can you believe we've been on here almost 2 hours?
Okay, now because I still don't understand why it's showing I've been on here for 3 hours and 40 something minutes. I don't know why it started out at 2 hours.
Huh.
It's like weird, but it was exactly 2 hours, so I'm just going to keep up with it like that.
Yeah, it's an hour and 45 minutes.
Here, an hour and 44 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Toy, this is about a lady. She's 33 years old. Her name is Katie Ferguson, and she's originally from Wyoming, but back in May she had moved down to Alabama to live with her mom, her and her 2 kids. She's basically trying to get away from her boyfriend / the baby's dad, and he ends up going down there. They get back together. They leave from Alabama. sometime the end of September, the first part of October, and they get pulled over in Arkansas on October the 5th, and then he gets pulled over again in Texas on the 9th, and she's not with him, but she is with him on the 5th. So somewhere between the 5th and the 9th, she goes missing. And they have found his vehicle in Wyoming, and it's got red fluid all in it. There is bullet holes in the vehicle. They're just at this point waiting on the DNA results to come back.
And they also said they had 3 projectiles that they recovered.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's a lot of projectiles to find in a car. You don't just accidentally pop off 3 rounds in your car.
Can you imagine if those babies were in the car when he fired the gun?
That's one reason why I think it was done from inside the car. Otherwise, those shells would have been outside. And surely he drove away after. He wasn't parked in the same spot. So that's another reason I think it was inside the car.
Mm-hmm. I just can't imagine, 4 years old and having to go through that.
Hopefully they, kids, sometimes humans are able to block out traumatic events. And at that age, I think maybe they will be. I hope to God they are.
But will she be able to block it out, but also remember her mom?
I don't know. I just hope to God I would rather her block out the incident and be told about her mom than to remember the incident. And
oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I don't. Yeah. I hate to think a 4-year-old would have that in her brain and relive
have to live with that for the rest of her life.
I'd rather she never, just forget it and people tell her about her, how good a person her mom was. And
right.
But I don't know. I don't.
She might need therapy.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. I was just thinking, if she did forget about it and later she was reading about her father and her mother,
it will bring it all back up
to her then, and then that's going to hit her even harder than.
Especially if they don't find her.
Yeah,
and absolutely.
First.
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully she does forget about it. That would be the best case. And like Will B said, just people just tell her how good of a person her mom was. But just there's always that chance that every time she thinks about her mama or even sees a picture of her mom, that incident's going to come back if she did see it.
Have PTSD for the rest of her life.
Yeah, I don't think a 4-year-old would. I mean, I don't think he was that like a grown, grown person as far as PTSD. I could be wrong, but
I don't know about that.
I don't remember any. Do you remember many things when you were 4?
The cops.
Yeah, I can.
The cops wouldn't have him. I would. He's been.
When was Kennedy assassinated? What year?
What was it?
60 what?
5.
Okay, I was 4 years old, and I remember like it was yesterday.
I know.
I didn't know that he had been shot. I just remember being at my grandmother's and all my aunts and uncles coming to the house, and there being a big to-do.
I remember my mom. I was the same age pretty much, and I remember my mom just bawling over it.
All right, hold on, y'all. I got to grab my notes again. Because now I will be keeping up with Katie's case. It kind of reminds me also of Nicole Baldwin's case. The lady that's missing in Florida.
Yeah.
Kind of similar, but kind of. Hey, Big Al, how are you?
But kind of different.
Yeah, kind of different. They both have kids. They're both missing. They basically just kind of vanished.
Yeah.
Katie's has more of a timeline to it, though, than what Nicole's does.
It seems to me they'll be able to go through his phone and possibly in where he was pulled here and there and kind of narrow the gap to where she could have possibly, been unalived and maybe hidden or put somewhere.
It's just
and hopefully they can narrow that down to where they can possibly find her. I don't know. It's a big place.
I hope so. What was you saying, Lady V?
I don't remember.
I'm sorry, Lady V.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm still, I'm over this stuff, but I'm still a little.
Avery didn't sound good at all. She sounded like she's got a bad head cold.
Bad. That girl, I think she catches almost everything that comes along.
Okay, so I did look up Nicole Baldwin's case today just to see if there was any updates. There's no new updates. I did find out though that the boyfriend, so she had a husband. They were married, living together. The
Baldwin?
Yeah, from
Was
Florida.
that name I put in back chat the right?
Hold on.
Brett.
Okay, that's the husband.
Okay,
so she had a husband. They were still married. They still lived together, but they were not together.
Right.
She did have a boyfriend. And I was looking through the Facebook group today that they had for Nicole. And I'm not going to release the dude's name on here. If anybody wants to go find it, they can on the Facebook group. But her boyfriend, that's where I got that he was born in 93 a minute ago. It was his birthday that I was looking at. He turned 30 February the 2nd.
Does he live in Sorrento, Florida?
That I don't know. The only thing that I found
I pulled the name up for that too, I thought.
Well, so, go ahead, Lady V.
Do you know if this was a amicable, or if they were having problems during this divorce? I mean, does it say that they were both pretty much okay with it? Does it say anything about that at all?
No, but from what I have heard from somebody who knew Nicole, that it was normal.
What does normal mean?
That they lived together, they were still married, but that was as far as it was.
Okay, so he was cool with whatever.
Yeah. But this boyfriend has been arrested before. I couldn't find the arrest date, but he was released on June the 6th of 2022. And he was booked into jail because he had written, it was for written threat to murder or do bodily injury. And it was a 2nd-degree felony, and that's what he got booked in for.
Why would you trade somebody for somebody like that? I just don't.
People look for love, and they want it so bad.
Oh, that's just
Yeah.
I tell you what, if I ever did date, I would be doing such a deep dive, it wouldn't even be funny. I'd know how he wipes his butt before I got finished,
Mm-hmm. All right, let me get the link for Big Al. Hey, honey, how are you?
Hey, honey.
See you later. Have I said hi to you yet? I can't remember.
I don't think you had. I don't remember your name.
Okay, so Honey says, unfortunately, even if her brain blocks that memory, it will eventually resurface. Talking about the little 4-year-old.
Right.
I had blocked memories from when I was 3, resurfaced during school when I was 14. Wow.
I don't know which is worse.
Yeah, because whenever it comes back when you're a teenager and you have the internet, you get curious and you go looking for stuff on the internet, and they're so telling what you might find out.
And how you're going to find out. I almost think, I know this is crazy, but I almost think it'd be best for her to remember it and learn to deal with it as she grows up than for it to all hit her all at once again, you know?
Especially if her family didn't tell her, and then when she grows up and becomes a teenager and she finds it on the internet, and then she's like, oh damn, this happened to my mama, but my family didn't tell me.
Right.
Then it causes issues.
Yeah.
Big Al, how are you?
Hey, no, I was that whole story about living with someone that you're no longer with. Some people are totally okay with that, like to the point where they don't understand why other people aren't.
Mm-hmm.
I lived through it. I ain't okay with it.
I'm not okay. It's not good.
Not okay being in the same house with someone you still love, watching them live their life, and
yeah, I don't think so either, Big
It's yeah. I lasted a week. I literally lasted a week, and I went and got a U-Haul, and I was like, "Deuces, you're on your own.
It would
pay for all this shit on your own." Because she only wanted me to stay because I was paying the majority of the lion's share.
It would rip my husband apart, man.
I tell y'all right now, I'd catch a charge.
Well, I mean, I found out she was cheating 6 months before my wedding, and then she wanted to still rent together because we had a lease.
Oh.
And she's like, "Well, I'm not gonna pay." And I said, "Well, then I guess both our credit are going to shit because I'm moving out and you're on your own." Because we had 10 horses, 15 acres right in the middle of Sarasota. I mean, my rent was high.
Right.
And it was all for her. I was gone all the time working. You know, they're her horses, not mine.
Somebody's got to pay for that, and horses eat when you sleep.
I'll tell you what, they're money burners, man.
You damn right.
When you got 10 of them, when you got 10 of them, and the vet comes, you know, you're the one writing the check for the bill, and you're not even there. Yeah, the resentment comes really, really quick when you're the person that got burned, and you have to watch someone else like live their best life directly in front of you.
Yeah.
Off your dime.
Off your dime, and knowing that you paid all that money to get to that point, and they were either using you or cheating or whatever, and now you got to watch them with somebody else. Man, that I'll tell you what, it'll bring a good person to the verge of violence.
Doing bad things.
Because I know it did with me. As soon as I started thinking bad, I was like, I'm out. Packing my shit and I'm leaving.
Apparently her husband was okay with it, and it was a normal thing from what I've been told.
Yeah, he might have said he was okay with it, but he wasn't okay with it.
I still, though, honestly, if I had to put money on it, I'm still putting my money on the husband.
You can say you're okay with it all day long.
Yeah, you can't love someone that deeply and then all of a sudden just emotionally detach and I don't care that she's going to date tonight or I don't care. That's just horseshit.
You know, when I split with my ex, here's a funny story for you. I was on the roof of a truck in Compton, California, on the top of a semi, and I fell off, and I landed on the jack plate, which is the big steel plate that the trailer hooks to.
Oh, God.
And shattered 3 vertebrae in my back. And I called her and said, I'm coming back to Florida from LA on life flight. I need you to pick me up. And she said, I'm not picking you up. You're on your own. We're breaking up. I'm done. This was 6 weeks before our wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Right before I left on the trip, I actually paid the rest of the fees for the wedding venue with her. And she's already cheating. And then when I came back, I had to lay in this ranch in Florida.
I'll be right back, y'all.
And watch this girl run around and do her thing while I was recovering. And after 10 days, I was like, no, this is just too much. I can't. I'm going to end up picking up a gun and shooting her or shooting myself.
Yeah.
So I packed my shit and left. So any guy who says he's okay with it, I'm a strong person.
Yeah.
That brought me to the edge.
Yeah.
That gave me violent thoughts of, probably for the first time in my life where I actually contemplated killing someone.
Yeah, I can see.
And I bet it scarred you enough you will absolutely never come close to making that mistake.
Oh, hell no. I mean, it's been over 10 years. It's been over 10 years and I'm still guarded as shit. I mean, I'm bad.
I don't know. Maybe her husband had enough of it and was like, this,
and just snapped and said, I can't believe you're doing this in my face.
Well, he was, I don't know if he's still in the Air Force, but I know he was in the Air Force at one time. And the person that I had talked to said that he's a very intelligent person. But what I found funny, though, or well, not funny, but weird, is that the boyfriend has her car after she goes missing and then turns around after she's reported missing and brings it back to the daughter. The car back to the daughter.
That's weird.
But they don't say
I
when the
find that
boyfriend
weird.
gets the car. And the daughter, so like the day before she goes missing, they celebrated her oldest daughter's 20th birthday. The daughter leaves that night, comes back 2 days later, and then that's when she finds out that her mom is missing. So if the mom leaves from the house, like, where's the husband at? Where's the other 2 kids at? How come nobody called the older daughter and said, hey, mom left the house last night and nothing
Is she
but
at
her
your house?
and she's not here. She hasn't came back. We don't know where she's at. She left barefoot. All of her personal belongings are here. Instead, the daughter comes home 2 days later and boom, she's missing.
So it reeks.
It's just,
She left that house in the trunk of a car.
Absolutely.
Really I think so. I'm wondering, like, I want to say the husband, and there's a lot of stuff that this person told me that I told him I wouldn't put out. I did tell him that I had a YouTube channel. Like, I wanted to be as transparent as possible with them. And they said anytime I had questions, don't hesitate to ask. But there was some things that I just think that of her personal life shouldn't be put out to the public. But I'm putting my money on the husband, just from what I'm being told. But the boyfriend having the car after she goes missing and not bringing it back until later on to the daughter.
Yeah, that one, I don't know if she's playing sugar mama with him. Letting him use her car consistently.
Yeah.
But
it might be his only mode. It could be his only mode of transportation. Period.
But when did he get the car, though?
Yeah, no, I agree. That makes a big difference.
Because now, if he left it, if he took her car the day before she went missing, and there's witnesses to that he took the car during the time they were celebrating the oldest daughter's birthday, and blah blah blah. And there, people see, yes, she let him take it, and then he brings it back a couple of days later. Okay, that's fine.
We'll track the car,
right? Because it still doesn't exclude him.
Yeah,
but.
It's a newer Camaro. He's probably got a cell phone. Between the two, they should be able to track him in the car.
Well, what I'm being told, though, is that she has an Impala.
Oh, I would bet my life law enforcement knows.
I thought it was
one or the other has done it, and they're just putting it together before they snatch his ass up.
Right. Now, she does have pictures of a Camaro on her Facebook, and that's where I got that from, that she drives a Camaro.
Okay.
But I'm being told by this person who knows her that she had, because I asked who this person was. He said that's her husband. I said, whose car was towed? Was it the husband, or was it the husband's car, or was it her car? He said, no, that was the husband's car. And I said, so was it a boyfriend that had her car, or the husband that had her car? And he said it was a boyfriend that had her car, but that is the normal thing.
Okay, so if the husband's car got towed,
Uh-huh.
It goes right back to what Wheel B just said. She left that place in a truck.
Yes.
And if they know that her car was gone before she disappeared, and then they probably know the boyfriend didn't come back.
Right.
Which, if they're not up his ass, it's because the electronics show that he didn't come back.
And the daughter apparently can't say, hey, so-and-so was at home when she left, or because the daughter wasn't even home. She had left and went somewhere and didn't come back for 2 days. So where was the other 2 kids? Were they at a friend's house? Grandparents? Where were they at?
The husband would have had to have them, you would think.
They all lived together.
I'm confused with who said she was last seen in a nightgown.
I thought it was
that was the husband,
and then he did
make up his bed in jail because he's fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. I thought that one of the articles that I read said that the daughter was the last to see her that night in the pink nightgown. That was the last thing she had on when she went missing. But then it comes out that the daughter was not even home, that the daughter didn't come home until 2 days later, and then found out she was missing.
Well, even if she was in that the night before, I mean, somebody had to have seen her in the nightgown on some camera or something.
Not if she left in the trunk.
Unless,
well, no, you know what I mean. I mean, if she just walked out.
Unless she was there, the two younger kids, because she has a 14-year-old son and 11-year-old daughter. She could have been home. The two kids could have been home. The husband could have been home. The two kids go to bed, and then Mama comes up missing.
Right, and the 11-year-old could have possibly been the one that seen her in the nightgown.
Right.
The husband can either explain, "Hey, I was here and she left with her little sugar boy, and I don't know where they went, and I can assure you I didn't have nothing to do with it. Do what you want to." Or if he can't do that, I guarantee you, law enforcement knows right now one or the other is responsible. They're just looking for her and they're putting it all together, and it's just a matter of time.
They made sure, though, that they put that out on the news that the husband's car was towed from the house, and that they were going door to door in the neighborhood trying to find camera footage from that night.
Did that house have a garage?
Yes. Yeah, all the houses in the neighborhood had a garage.
Yeah, they need to get a camera pic, see who backed up to the garage,
or just was it normal? Because I mean, he very easily could have just pulled his car into the garage that night, and then left out of the garage. Nobody would have seen if she was in the car or not. But I would be checking to see if it was normal that he even parked his car in the garage, because some people have a garage and not even use it.
Most garages are full of stuff.
Yeah, and
that's what mine is.
Is it normal that he parked the car outside in the driveway, or did he normally pull his car into the garage? If he normally parked it outside, and then for that night that she goes missing, he pulls it into the garage, I'm going to think the husband has something to do with it.
Yeah, that's a little sus.
That sounds like a Watts thing.
It does, exactly.
So I don't know. It's I'm waiting to hear any type of stuff. I mean, obviously her DNA is going to be in that car because it's her husband's car, and I'm pretty sure at some point she's probably rode in the car with him or even drove it.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if there's some other type of DNA in the car.
I would think if he did something, he did have to load her up, take her off, he would have been smart enough to line it with whatever and make his best effort. But
right.
That you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a volatile situation. A bomb waiting to explode.
Exactly. Plus, they're waiting they were moving out of the house. Neighbors saw the husband moving out, like right around the time that the story broke.
Yeah,
they were
like
saying
the next day, I believe that some of them said.
Yeah, and that they thought, that they thought it was very suspicious that he was like hurrying up moving out. And at first I thought it was weird that he was moving out and his wife was missing. But then the daughter comes back and says, we're supposed to be moving out of the house, but we're supposed to all be moving together. And now my mama's not here. I wouldn't, me, myself, if I had a family member that left from that house that I was living in, I wouldn't want to leave the house just in case they came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because,
and that's probably true, but what if she's still alive and somehow she got away from whoever took her and she made it back to the house because that's where she knows her family is, her kids are at.
Yeah.
And so I would be like, I'm gonna have to stay at this house just in case.
My husband said, I told y'all this was gonna happen. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm done with this. I told you this guy was an idiot. You said he was no good. Now look what's going on. I don't know.
I'm thinking the husband or the boyfriend, but my money would, like I said, if I had to put my money on it, I'm thinking the husband.
Me too.
Just seems like he has more to lose.
Yeah.
And
he's got more motive.
Right.
Yeah, he does.
And plus, the only family that she has here in the States is her kids. The rest of her family lives in Germany. And the person that I was talking to told me that her mom had passed away, which we did see the tattoo that said "Rest in peace, and mom," and or "Rest in peace, mom," or whatever. And they said that they think that her dad is sick, that he's over in Germany, and they don't know if her dad even knows about it because he's been bad sick here lately.
Do we know any what the husband or the boyfriend did for a living, or her or anybody? Just curious. I don't know that it'll matter.
I haven't heard about the boyfriend. I did hear that the husband worked for like a heating and air company. I don't know if that's how true that is. I just know that he was in the military. I can ask the person tomorrow though.
I mean, it may not be relevant. I'm just.
I don't know. I mean, there's some people that work places that they do something like that to their spouse, and their job comes in handy.
Yeah.
With something like that.
But the boyfriend obviously didn't. He had to use her car, so he didn't have access to his car, or maybe didn't have one. So
probably didn't have one.
That spells loser to me. I mean, damn, you can't keep a car under your ass.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's still weird though that he took the car.
There could be different reasons why he don't have a car.
Well, the way they said it though, that he had the car. It's how they said it though, that he had the car after she disappeared. Like, did he get the car after she disappeared, or did he get it before she disappeared? Which one was it?
Yeah, was she in a habit of just letting him have the keys and go as he wanted? Here, take my car, but I don't care.
Or maybe he had the car to go to work. She let him have the car to go to work or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I wish they would come out with some more information, but they're not saying anything.
Yeah, they're honing in on who they think is. Cell phone data and.
See, that's what bothers me is that they don't put enough information out.
Well,
for anybody
they don't have to. They don't.
I know, but it helps the public try to, keep an eye out.
Yeah.
When you don't put out enough information on the person,
and that could be harder. It could be because they're watching someone, and so they don't want that information getting out there. And let's just, for example, the husband. I mean, usually when somebody goes missing, the first person they go to is the spouse or the boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. If they're looking at the husband, they've done taken his car. They've done ransacked his house looking for evidence. Right. They probably did the cell phone data. They've probably checked every alibi that he's probably told them if he's even spoke to them.
Yeah.
And they're possibly that they might have found something and only he knows about, so they don't want the public to blurt it out.
Right. I don't know. And another thing that I think is weird is that now these kids are the husband's kids.
Right.
So why is the husband not speaking out on interviews or begging for help to look for his wife? Even if they're the type that, okay, we're married, we're living together, but we're not together.
Still, I would still strange that you're not advocating to find your wife.
This is your kid's mother. Like, why are you not out there begging for help?
Who's telling him to keep your mouth shut? Because that's, you think that's what you should do, but sometimes you do one little thing, and even if you didn't do it, they still can zero in on you and go at you like crazy to try to put it on you.
Yeah, but sometimes being quiet doesn't help either.
I mean, say this: I've got a good lawyer, and I don't care under any circumstance. You're better to keep your mouth shut. It's not your job to prove to them that you didn't do it. It's your job to prove you did, and if you didn't do it, maybe with an alibi or something.
That's why you don't do the crime.
They're not your friend.
No self-snitching.
That's why you don't do the crime.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I just think it's weird that he's leaving it on the 20-year-old daughter to do all these interviews and be in front of a camera and begging people to help find her mama and all this. Right. or even just being there with her while she's
Standing
doing
there
it.
with her. Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, so Jen with 2 N said the husband has a small business. The house is under the business name. He's a retired Air Force vet. Thank you, Jen. So,
Still, you're leaving it to your daughter to
that's
put
grieving,
yeah.
upset, wanting her mama. She even said, "I'm 20 years old. I still need my mom."
Yeah.
I'm
You know.
61. I still want
Listen,
my mom.
my son's 33, my daughter's 30, and they both still need me.
Hell, all my kids are grown and they still need me. So, you know.
Exactly. Your child is always going to need you.
Exactly. And here's this girl, 20 years old, and I don't know where the 11-year-old and the 14-year-old are at. I mean, are they with the sister? She's grown. She could possibly take care of them. Or are they with another family member? Are they with the dad? Like, where are they at? Because if they're with her, she's basically doing everything, talking to the news, doing interviews, looking for her mama, taking care of two 11-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Yep.
So it's
a lot for a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And he's not even standing beside her in an interview. Come on now.
Yeah. It's just,
proves.
It makes him look guilty. Like, if he does have an attorney and he's completely innocent, get the attorney to put a statement out.
Yep.
Because don't get me wrong, if he's innocent and he has an attorney, I get why, because it's always the spouse that they look at first. And you get you an attorney, you let the police prove that you have nothing to do with it, you let them exclude you as a suspect, and let them move on to who it is that did this to the person. But at least let the attorney put a statement out. We're looking for you. We love you. Something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they might not be looking for nobody. They might know who they
yeah, that is true.
Gain evidence to convict, so they don't need to look for them. They just need to kind of keep an eye on them.
Yeah, that's true too.
Eventually, they're gonna go wrap their ass up.
Or they could be watching
the person.
They could be watching a person, and you know how they always say that the person always goes back to the scene of the crime. So
yep,
wondering if somebody has found them.
So that could be, that could be what they're waiting on also. So, but other than that, there's no new. Wait, who was busted? They were saying something about somebody busted. But
a chat. I'm sorry.
I don't know what he's talking about. But there's nothing new though, other than just finding the information on the boyfriend. So I will. Nothing. Okay, I will. I'll keep up with that one. I'm gonna keep up with Katie's too, and just.
Did you hear about the 10-month-old that went missing?
Yes, and they found him deceased.
Yes.
Oh no!
Where did they find him?
Some hunters found him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
What the hell's wrong with people?
And the father was arrested.
They did arrest the dad.
The father.
I think that.
How old? 10 months?
He was 10 months old. Yeah. And his mama was pregnant. The daddy murdered the mama.
Oh my
and then
God.
took him, the little 10-month-old little boy, and they were looking for him. He was from Idaho, is where this happened at. And some hunters Saturday morning, found the 10-month-old. He was deceased. And then they found the dad. Something about somebody had called in about a man sleeping on the side of the road in a sleeping bag.
Yeah, something like that.
And it was the dad, and he got arrested.
Wow.
So yeah. So he's gonna if he, which they said he murdered the mama. There's no doubt he didn't do it to the little baby. So he just caught 3 murder charges.
Yep, because the mother was pregnant.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Tonka said, back to Idaho for a second. I discovered something about deleting LinkedIn accounts. You can change the password that's required to delete it if you have the person's phone with access to their email. Who was it that said that was it Kaylee's sister that said it was deleted?
I believe so.
I think that's who it was. And Avery, yes, that is true. There's too many parents doing this to their
Yes.
kids.
There
Yes.
is. It's just I can't. I drop that kid off someplace. Drop him off at a hospital. Drop him off. I don't
Fire
care.
department.
I don't
Bring
care
them to
if
me.
I don't care if they're 10 years old. Take them and drop them off somewhere, man.
Bring them to me. I'll take them.
Just
Yeah, take them to a Catholic church or something and say, "Here you
Yeah.
go. I don't want them anymore. I'm leaving. Bye."
right.
Yeah.
Sign your
We
rights
need to have
over.
some.
It's
We
just-
need to have something available for people to be able to do that. It's better than all of this horrible.
Well, you know, for like up to a certain age of newborn babies, you can take them to a fire department or a
Oh, I
hospital,
know.
With
drop
no-
them off, and no questions asked.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think it should be. I think we should have it for older.
Well,
all
all
the
ages.
way
Yeah.
up to older. You know.
This
Yeah.
happened
I
in
think
Idaho.
parents just ought to take care of the damn babies. I mean,
Well,
fire
I do
department's
too.
okay, don't get me wrong, but
I
do
think
too.
they should not have.
ingrained in your DNA, take care of your offspring. I mean,
I,
what the hell is wrong with people?
I will go to prison over this little girl right here.
Oh, for
oh yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Most definitely.
Glowbug, is it on his YouTube channel?
I think they're talking about doing what I just said. I think I heard something the other day about them talking about doing something to where they can be like in their teens, you know, and they can drop them off. I think they're trying to work on something like that. I mean,
They need
if you
to.
don't want the kid do something, you know.
Yeah.
I just
If you can't handle it,
Just sign
there's
your
other
rights
ways.
over to somebody. Don't
Yeah, I mean,
don't hurt them. I don't understand.
take him to DCF.
There's so many
Here you
people
go.
out
I
there.
don't want him. You know,
There's so many people out there who cannot have a child, who want a child, and then you've got parents out here who are doing this to their kids.
Yep.
Or if you happen to get pregnant and you don't want the child, you know,
Yeah.
just
Give
like
it up for adoption.
don't raise that kid beating the snot out of them. Just take them somewhere and put to a safe place. Did you hear about that lady that she had 3 kids, I believe it was, and her boyfriend, she supposedly took them out. This one was I think 3-year-old, and
Oh man.
so she took these kids. He told her to get rid of them. She took these kids out way away from the house and said she was going to give them a scare tactic. So she dropped them off at this park and she was going to leave and scare them, and then she was going to come back. And somehow or other, the little baby ended up, I'm sure it got ran over or something.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, there's got to be some place where people can take these babies and just no consequences, just leave them the hell alone and walk away.
I think we just need to start giving out licenses for being pregnant.
I agree with that.
Oh, that's getting a little.
Yeah, I know it is, but look what's happening.
No, I
Yes.
get it.
It's everywhere. I was just perusing Twitter and looking at the mob thefts that have happened in the last 48 hours, and there's a lot of people that just shouldn't be parents.
Oh,
Avery, thank you for becoming a member again. She was like, "Hey, I'm not green."
Did you get my message, Big Al?
Your friend request on Discord?
Yeah, I think I put the question in there too.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I saw the friend request thing. Me and Discord don't mix.
Well, yeah, but
that's why I told her it was probably easier to message you on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's the best place to get me. Yeah. I'll see it no matter what on my phone. I'm not putting Discord back on my phone. I refuse.
Oh, okay.
I can't do it.
Then that would be a no.
Yeah, it
No,
goes
I
ding
get
rong,
it.
ding rong, ding rong, ding rong, all day long. I just can't do it.
Yeah, well, our Discord is pretty cool, but I get it. I've
Oh,
been in there.
I've got it on my browser, but I'm not doing the app again. It just was too
Yeah,
much.
no biggie.
What was that baby's name? Was it Zeke? Gregory Best? Was that baby's name?
Yes. Yeah, that was his
Okay.
name.
Okay. I need to write that down before I forget again.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of parents out there right now in this world that have to be turning on the TV and have to be seeing their children that are the ones that are performing some of these heinous acts. And I
They
have to
must be
wonder.
proud.
I have to wonder. I mean, I'd be devastated if I brought a kid into the world and turned on the news to see them smashing the window of a store
My
to
kid,
steal a pair of tennis shoes.
my
Yeah.
kid, I don't give a damn if they were 40 years old. If my kid done something like that, they would never leave the house again.
Right?
Never. I'd be like, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna act uncivilized, knowing you got some home training.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
gonna go out there and act like that.
Knowing you weren't raised like that.
Thank God, though, none of my kids have ever been in trouble.
Mine
My
haven't
two,
either.
my
Thank
two
the
young, which
Lord.
my oldest one can't work. That's understandable, but he's never, other than that, he's never done anything to get him in trouble. My two youngest ones, they both work, never been in trouble. They go to work, they go home.
Yeah.
Yep. My kids, they go to work, go home, go to church, go to meeting, go home.
Yeah, I never had, my two never got in any trouble either.
But I do have to say, I said, I think I said this on Vapors one night. When my boys were little, this was like the early 90s, and they started messing around. We had a couple move in next door to us. The child was not a good kid, and my kids, he had a BB gun. And I mean, we're talking, the house is like 25 feet away from my house, right? So they go into this house, and we're getting ready to have a birthday party for the oldest. And I have people come in, and they go over to the house, and they're playing. And next thing I know, they came out. Well, they had taken a BB gun and shot up this house, and pictures and everything. And so the cops were called. And I told the cop, I asked him, I said, would you please take my boys, put them in your car, scare the holy shit out of them, and then bring them back to me? And they did. And luckily, I had a wonderful police officer that did it. I had good vibes about him, or I wouldn't have asked that in the first place. And that was enough to wake them up. I think they were 9 and 7.
Yeah. I mean,
my dad
sometimes
raised me around
scare
guns,
tactic.
and we had rules, and if you broke them, he put the fear of God in you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there was nothing worse than when the old man grabbed the belt.
Oh, God.
And he had he actually had the belt in his hand and not the buckle.
Right.
Because in my house, when you got the buckle, you really fucked up.
No, I never got the buckle. My
I
dad
got the
would
buckle.
fight that.
I never
But he
got
was
that, but
like,
him being disappointed in what I did was.
Oh, that'll
bad
hurt you
enough.
more than that'll hurt you worse than
exactly.
anything else.
Yep.
my dad, he would go and he'd say, go cut a branch off the
Hickory
weeping
switch.
willow."
Go get
No,
me a
mine
switch.
was a
That was
weeping.
my grandma.
Mine
My
was a
mom did
weeping
that.
willow tree, man. I was like, and so
And
you
you
get
don't
the
want
little,
to grab one that's too wussy.
Yeah, and I
yeah,
never
because
with it, but by the time I
you're
got back from
thinking,
cutting it, I was just bawling to my grandmother, and that was the punishment enough. I was, oh!
you're thinking, right, that the smallest one is not gonna hurt as much, and you find out
Yeah.
real quick you're wrong.
Well,
But I was like, when I was growing up, I was like, just beat me, just beat my butt, get it over with. Please don't lecture me.
I hated to be grounded.
Yeah, being grounded was rough. I cut down a willow tree at 11 years old because of those fucking switches.
Yeah.
With a handsaw.
And we had to do good in school. I mean, if we had, say, 8 classes, if we made more than 2 B's and the rest not A's, you paid hell, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt the pressure. I mean, they did not accept not doing absolutely top rate
Listen,
work
okay,
and school.
so my boss, she's Vietnamese and her husband's American. They do not have a TV in their house. And I asked her what I should get the kids for Christmas, and she said books, because they have a goal of reading 1,000 books with their children before they go to kindergarten. And I said, that's why your country is smarter than ours, right there.
Yeah.
Well, that and they don't put cat boxes in the bathroom.
That, and they have dealt with the specter of starvation in their past.
Exactly.
And that changes people's
It really does.
perspective.
Okay, so wait, hold on. They want everyone to purchase their premium package so that Tonka, I think that's what it is. I don't like how they have the ads. I hate it.
On what?
On YouTube.
Oh yeah, I pay for it.
It's
totally
people
worth
pay
it.
for it.
Yeah, I got to renew my ad blocker.
People are getting the ads now because YouTube changed it. They're getting the ads while people are live.
Yeah.
They're getting ads on YouTube and seeing more ads on YouTube because content creators are fleeing YouTube.
Yeah, and YouTube needs to make their quarterly estimates.
Where are they going, Big Al?
Rumble.
I've been there.
Rumble.
They're turning too many creators into criminals and putting people in timeouts and suspending channels, and you're only allowed to have certain viewpoints right now, unfortunately, on the tube.
Yeah.
And if you portray a different angle of society and what's happening in the world, then they weed you out.
It is so
I've been to
un-American.
Rumble. Rumble's crazy.
Rumble is working out the bugs. I mean, it's a frustrating platform.
It is.
But I think once they get it worked out, they're gonna eat up YouTube and spit them out.
Oh, probably.
I really do.
I do too, because you don't have to say pew pew over there.
You don't have to say it. It's free speech. It's not throttled, and it's free speech.
Okay, can everybody see the video that I have pulled up on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, this is the one that Nate Eaton from East Idaho News done today about the 10-month-old baby that was found deceased and his dad was arrested. And y'all let me know if y'all can't hear it.
Nope, can't hear it.
Betty Joe, you can't hear it?
Nope.
No, I can't either.
Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Stop sharing. Okay. I don't like Firefox, but I have to.
Why are you having to use Firefox?
Pull it up again. I'll pull it up for you if you.
Yeah, here, I'll give you the link to it. Will be, it may be easier for you to do. Yeah, I have to use Firefox because it won't. My mic would not. StreamYard could not pick my mic up on Google or Brave.
Wow.
So the lady told me to try Firefox, and then it started working. So I'm working with Firefox tonight. But Wilby should be able to get it to play where everybody can hear the sound. Okay, Avery, after we play this video, I'll give you the link, okay?
Unfortunately, we hate to bring this news to you. Little baby Zeke Best was dead this morning, and his father, Jeremy Best, has been taken into custody. This has been a big story for the past, over 24 hours now. It all started, we'll back up to Thursday afternoon when Jeremy Best, out of Victor, 48 years old, walks into a store in Swan Valley, the Swan Valley General Store, and he's naked. And he goes behind the counter. He grabs a cigarette. He's escorted out of the store. The police are called. The Bonneville County Sheriff's Office had a deputy nearby. They realized that this clearly was a mental issue. Jeremy Best was put in an ambulance and taken to Ermac, where he was evaluated and then released. And later that night, Thursday night, around 11:40, Teton County Sheriff's Office in Idaho gets a call from a home, and they heard a disturbance. They heard an argument, some sort of altercation. Deputies responded to the house, and when they got there, they found a woman who was dead. And we've later learned that Callie Randall was pregnant, and Callie was married to Jeremy Best, and they had a child together, Zeke, baby Zeke, who's 10 months old, and baby Zeke was gone. An Amber Alert was issued, and that Amber Alert went out. And all day yesterday, everyone's wondered, where's baby Zeke? Where's Jeremy Best? Well, we now know. Let me read to you from what the sheriff's office sent. And this can give you right from the officials. Pulling it up here. This is from the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office in conjunction with the Teton County Sheriff's Office. At approximately 9:17 Saturday morning, Bonneville County Dispatch received a call from individuals who were hunting on the Kepps Crossing Road near the Dan Creek Road, east of Idaho Falls. This is kind of in the foothills. If you're familiar with Idaho Falls, it's near Bone. A person on the phone stated they located a man in a sleeping bag on the side of the road. The caller stated the man was naked and making odd statements. Bonneville County Sheriff deputies contacted the individuals and identified the man as Jeremy Albert Best, who was wanted by the Teton County Sheriff's Office for homicide. Best was secured and placed in a patrol car until Idaho Falls ambulance personnel arrived to treat him for any injuries. If you are not in eastern Idaho, we have had snow and it is frigid. And I don't know how long he was in that sleeping bag, but it was cold. Near the area where Best was located, deputies located his vehicle, a black Chevy SUV, down an embankment off the road. Deputies also located a child, Zeke Best, deceased at the scene. We don't know the cause of death for Zeke at this point. We've asked the coroner. It has not been determined. If someone was in a cold vehicle all night last night, that could have led to a death, especially a child. And who knows when Zeke last ate. I don't even want to, think about that. It's just so sad. At this time, Bonneville County deputies, Idaho State Police, and the Teton County Sheriff's Office are processing the scene and continue to investigate. Idaho Falls police detectives and agents from the FBI are also assisting at the scene. After a medical clearance, Best was transported to the Bonneville County Jail and booked for the outstanding Teton County warrant. He will remain incarcerated until he is arraigned before the court. Our thoughts are with the families of the victims involved in this case. Further information will be available at the appropriate time. Just a heartbreaking update. And I do want to tell you the statement we got. And this is from the family of Callie Randall. And
it's health insurance time in North Carolina, so I'm checking on my people. Still paying less with your Yes plan?
I'm just muting it till the ad goes off.
Let me find what I can tell you that they sent us this yesterday. Callie was 38, and the statement from her cousin, Meg Fisher, says she was a beautiful and free spirit. She was called to the mountains and made her home there. She's originally from Wisconsin. She was a lover of animals, especially her dogs. Motherhood was the greatest joy, her greatest joy, and we assume she gave her life protecting her children. As I said, she was expecting, and then she had baby Zeke. We love her endlessly. She worked as a silversmith, and Fisher, her cousin, says she was shattered to share that Callie was expecting her second child. In the wake of this devastating loss of our beloved Callie and her unborn baby, our family is overwhelmed with grief and sorrow. Our hearts ache, and our focus is entirely on the safe return of baby Zeke. In the midst of every family's worst nightmare, we humbly request privacy as we focus our energy on the safe return of Callie's beloved son, Zeke. So, again, that tragically did not end how everybody wanted it to end. As for Jeremy Best, he will likely appear in court on Monday or Tuesday to be arraigned on the charges. He will be given an attorney, if I'm assuming he can't afford one. I shouldn't assume that. I'm just imagine he could have a public defender or he could hire a personal attorney, and then it will go through the court process. I imagine he'll be charged with the death. They said he is a homicide suspect, so he'll probably be charged with murder of his wife and probably the death of the child and potentially the death of the unborn child in Idaho, and along with some other charges. So that is the latest. You can go to eastidahonews.com and read the stories that we've put up about this case, and we will have we'll continue to follow it for as long as he can. You know, an Amber Alert was issued, I believe it was 3 or 4 hours after the child disappeared. There's certain criteria that must be met before an Amber Alert is issued. A lot of people say, why are they issued for every single situation? But you have to believe that, one, the child is in danger, and there's a couple of other qualifications too, and this clearly fit those qualifications. It's unknown where Jeremy Best went from the time he took off from that home around 11:40 Thursday night all day yesterday, Friday. We don't know. Maybe we'll find that out where he went. If he went straight up to the foothills, you know, in the remote area, if he ate any food, if he was still, you know, using drugs or drinking alcohol, whatever it may be. And maybe we'll come out and we'll learn that through the court if what he did to take care of his child, or if anything during that day. But if you're just tuning in, baby Zeke has been found dead. His father, Jeremy Best, has been arrested. He is in the Bonneville County Jail, where he will appear in court within the next few days on, I imagine, several charges. They were found in the remote area in the foothills outside of Idaho Falls. Jeremy Best was in a sleeping bag. He had no clothes on. He was naked. And when officers arrived, they realized that his child was in the black SUV that was off the side of the road down an embankment. All right, I'm Nate Eaton reporting. We'll continue to follow it. Thank you for watching.
Wow. Isn't a 10-year-old missing, isn't that enough to know that child is in danger?
A 10-month-old?
He was a 10-month-old.
I mean, didn't they say for Amber Alert they had to know the kid was in danger or something?
Yeah.
I mean, a 10-month-old missing is pretty much
the kid's missing. The kid's in danger, period.
Right. Well, I will say this. I'm hoping that they put this guy's court documents on the Idaho website where they have Lori's, Chad's, and Bryan's.
Yep.
That way I can keep up with it.
Sounds like a mental health failure. This guy obviously was out of his gourd for whatever reason.
Well, let me go look now and see if they have it on there. No, they don't. Shit. Maybe they'll have it on there. They only usually do the cases of interest, but they put that Major John Kaler guys on there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that one.
Well, all his court documents are on there, but his really didn't take off as big as what Bryan and Lori and all them did. But all of his court documents are on there. So hopefully this guy here, they will put his on there also. Okay, Avery, let me grab the link for you now. I'm glad Nate put that video out, though.
Yeah.
So Nate Eaton, though, every time I've ever watched him, I followed him since Lori Vallow stuff started. He's always put out good videos, and you can hear the compassion.
Yeah, the concern and the
right when he's doing videos and talking about stuff like that.
We did a good case in Vapors last night about this kid, 13-year-old in Hialeah, Florida. Derek Rosa, who unalived his mother, and they've got the 911 call, and he took a picture of her and sent it to a friend. And there's a lot to it. It seems something's off about it, but it was pretty interesting.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, we watched several videos and listened to the 911 calls last night. The kid's 13, but he just something's off when
he did it.
Yeah, he calls to report he did it, and he's real polite with the lady on the 911 call. And he said, "Ma'am, did I do this wrong?" She told him not to have anything in his hands when the law got there.
He asked if sending a picture to his friend of what he did to his mom was wrong.
But he didn't even know the friend's name. Somebody he'd met on social media or something.
Yeah, Tonka just said, I hope Idaho doesn't have an insanity plea, which they don't. But I'm pretty sure they will do a psych eval on this guy. And even though they don't have an insanity plea, if the psych eval comes back saying that he has mental health issues, that may be a reason for them not to seek the death penalty, but instead life in prison. But I hope the dude gets the firing squad. I'm sorry. You murdered your pregnant wife and your 10-month-old baby. I have no remorse for you whatsoever.
There are too many excuses in this world.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Too many acceptable excuses in this world right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, there's right and wrong. People know the difference.
Shit. Hold on. Heather, how are you? Boone, how are you? Yeah, I was trying to type and I can't type tonight. Good Lord. Giving tickets in Houston for feeding the homeless. Why would police give tickets to people who are trying to help the homeless by giving them food?
Because they're trying to depopulate the planet. But that's a conspiracy
You're not supposed
theory.
to say that on YouTube, but this is
that's a conversation for the other channel.
Well, you keep saying that. You keep teasing me with this conversation we're gonna have someday.
Bill Gates has been on that topic for a long time.
Say it's gay. Obey.
Yeah, because
You're not allowed to feed over 5 people?
What?
Bullshit.
Yeah, they've got some bullshit laws around taking care of your neighbors and just.
Oh my Lord!
It's they're trying to kill kindness.
No, I get it.
They're trying to kill religion and kindness and common sense.
Yeah, when they do, and get close to it, they will have killed democracy.
I'm sorry. If I see somebody hungry, I can't go and not let them be hungry.
I'm not tooting my own horn, but I can't tell you the times I've given a $20 bill to somebody that didn't even ask for it, but a street person,
But that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to help people.
Not all the time, but just you get a look at them and you just think, you know what?
Go buy food or something for them. That way, at least you know that they're getting food and not
right.
Every Monday we go through our end of week. I go through all the cold tables and all the refrigerators, figure out what we got, put it together or something, and drop it off at the homeless shelter.
God bless you, Al.
Well, I'm not going to throw the shit in the garbage.
I know it's too. Waste is the worst thing ever.
I'm not going to serve somebody something that they shouldn't eat, but if it's perfectly good food, you could always turn. My mom taught me something real young. You're hungry, you'll turn something into something.
Right.
My dad used to say, my mom would say, he don't want to eat this, he don't want to eat that. My dad would say, well, if he gets hungry, he will eat.
Right. I can tell you that there are stores in Louisiana, and I'm not going to name the stores, but there are stores in Louisiana that they will go through their shelves and stuff that is supposed to expire within like 2 days. They will take it off their shelf and they will throw it in the dump outside.
Yep.
Or if something,
there's lots of stores that do that.
And that is, and we have what they call commodities here in Louisiana, where you have to sign up for it. You have to be low income, someone who is in need of it, and they give it out once a month, and they give out all kinds of different stuff. Why not give it to somebody like that can hand it out to people who need it?
They do that here too. It's $25. You get in line in your car. You pay $25, and you get like $200 of the food.
Right.
You know, I was today. I was listening to the radio on the way home, and they were saying that all of these people that have come in over the borders and everything, they're homeless, and none of them have ever seen snow before, and they're in areas now that it's snowing very hard and it's getting cold. They're begging for visas so they can work. They're saying anything is better than this thing. I'm like, well, then go back home.
Well, the biggest problem is, and here's where you'll see my heart on my sleeve. Those people were made a lot of promises.
Yeah, they were.
And they had absolutely no reason to believe that those promises weren't true. And now these evil assholes that are running our world are dropping them. And last month alone, 350 flights were dropped in over 35 U.S. cities in 30 days. All over the country, they're just dropping these people off, going, "You'll be fine." They're giving them $2,200 and a cell phone, and they're not reloading that card like they were told they were going to. So they're stranding these people.
They are. It's not right.
And it's not fair to them. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to our resources.
No. Right.
Yeah,
it's not fair all the way around that these people have been made to be pawns in this what's no longer a conspiracy.
Yeah.
This is forced migration. Yeah. It's happening all over the world.
Yep.
They're trying to destabilize Western countries.
Yeah.
So that we'll all start freaking out and killing people.
Yeah. Money and resources are a finite thing. They're not infinite. You have a certain amount. You have to use it as efficiently as possible. And it's just not in the supply of it.
Yep. Scarlett, you got to pick a night. When are we having this discussion? I'm bringing my receipts.
Have this discussion.
Okay, so let me see. I can't.
I'll bring receipts and links, and I mean, let's have this talk.
Yeah.
Maybe over vapors in the private deal.
I'm trying to think. I may have to do it one day during the day. Okay, that way it doesn't take away from my live here at night.
I agree, Tonka. They are playing with fire.
Yeah, they are.
Because people are waking up. More and more every day, people are going, wait a minute. You're telling me everything's fine. It's not fine.
It's really not.
It's not fine.
Okay, so I can't do it Monday or Tuesday, but I need to get my other monitor working too. So hopefully,
that's not working.
Well, I had to redo my computer yesterday. I had to completely reinstall Windows 11 because when I bought the thing, my Microsoft Store wasn't on there, and that was the problem I was having. Remember the other night pulling pictures up? Mm-hmm. It was going into the print preview box. Well, that's because I didn't have Windows or Microsoft Store, so I couldn't download the Microsoft Photo Viewer thing or make it that my default to pull it up. So we had to completely reinstall Windows 11. I was on a chat with Microsoft until 6:00 this morning.
Oh my God.
Well, we got all of that fixed. And then all of a sudden, when the computer reboots, my one monitor doesn't work. And on the back, I have 3 display ports for the VGA adapter or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I have only one HDMI. Well, only one of the display ports are working. The HDMI and the other 2 display ports are not working. So the Microsoft people said that they think that it could be possibly the drivers need to be updated. So as soon as I'm done on here tonight, me and Troll are going to start working on that so I can get my second monitor.
So who built this computer for you?
It's Cyber Power People, I think is the name of it.
Well, shouldn't they be the ones to fix it?
It's a software issue.
Yeah, it's
everything.
I think it's just a
Windows
driver.
11 issue is what it is.
It's what?
Well, yeah, that was what the Microsoft Store issue was. But on the Cyber Power website, they have the drivers for my graphics card. So I'm gonna have to go there tonight to their website and get the drivers and do all that good jazz. So I'm only down to one monitor tonight, and y'all, it is hell.
How many monitors do you have when you're at full throttle?
2. Gonna be adding a third one.
I was gonna
How
say,
big are your monitors?
22 inch, I believe each one of them is.
I tried the dual monitor thing, and I don't know. It's just
I got 3 will be, and I can't imagine even going to 2.
Once I went to 2,
I've got a 50,
hard with
60-inch TV monitor that I HDMI to. I mean, I guess if I went down to 3, like normal size, big computer screen monitors, it makes sense. But I don't know.
Yeah, one monitor. I don't know how I did it to begin with one monitor.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
When I was working at AT&T, the first thing I did when I went into a new office is ask for a second monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's back when they had monitors like a big square box.
Yeah. Well, I've got a third one. I've got a third one that I'm gonna add. And this one it's the same size as my other 2, but it's on the gaming stand where you can like turn the monitor to where it's like long ways instead of how a normal monitor sits. So I'm gonna get that one too once the drivers are fixed, and then that way I can put my chat on that one, and then have the other 2 for.
I hate when StreamYard. I like to look at the YouTube, but StreamYard you can mute and unmute. And yeah, but then I want to jump back to the YouTube. It's just aggravating.
Well, I have to have my YouTube chat pulled up because that's what I chat on, because I can tag people with it while I'm on the computer. But I have also my StreamYard chat pulled up because if I need to click on somebody's comment to bring it up, then I can do that from StreamYard. So I have 2 chats pulled up on my screen right now, and I don't have any room for anything else. So when I'm pulling stuff up on my screen to pull it up for y'all, it's covering up my YouTube chat.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. You need a production assistant.
I need about 4 more monitors, and I should be good.
They just came out with a 43-inch curved. That's basically 2.5 monitors.
I don't like the curved ones though.
They're actually they're $700. I mean, honestly, that's pretty reasonable considering what we paid for a 20-inch monitor back in the day.
Exactly.
That's true.
That was 312 pounds.
Hell, that's what we paid for TVs back in the 70s.
But the curved ones are really nice if you can get used to it. They're hard to get used to, though.
I don't know. It's just
you can bring up 3 full browsers on a curved monitor.
Wow,
and it's all on one screen.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, I think.
That's my next. I'd like to get rid of the multiples and get one big ass curved one.
I don't have room for mine though. Like, because I'm gonna have this tower that I have now is like huge, and it's got like the glass on the side of it, and then glass on the front of it,
and so all kind of LED lights going on.
It's got all the LEDs and all that. So I'm gonna have to find another place to put it. Like maybe get like a table next to my desk to put it on, and then so I have room to put my other monitor.
The biggest piece of advice I have for you, the tower like that, go buy yourself a 3-pack of canned air and blow that thing out once a week. Dust is your enemy in those towers.
Oh yeah. And it's got the little magnet, the little magnet screens that go over like your vents or whatever. It's nice, but yeah, it's like super huge and super heavy. So I'm gonna have to, or either that or get a bigger desk.
Either that or hang your monitors on the wall.
Both.
And when it comes to computers, 5 years from now, you get another one because what you got now, 5, 6 years from now, will be obsolete almost.
No, they're not even worth fixing after a year anymore.
And see, I can't hang my monitors on the wall in front of my desk because there's a window in front of my desk.
Oh, you're gonna have to move the desk.
I can't. I got to be where I can see outside.
You need Troll to build you a studio.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have a studio.
I need just a building outside for just my computer stuff.
Get a shed. Get one of those sheds and
get a she shed.
That's what I thought about doing.
We've got a shed that we put out back. It's like our little cabin. We got it like in tree area. You can't even see it from my house.
Yeah, but it's hard to insulate a shed like that.
Well, we don't have any problems with it. You get a little
Keep
space
it
heater
cool
thing.
and hot, however you need it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not
y'all.
hard. You just take your little
Got the
heater
little
out there.
space heater and stuff like that, and the
Yeah,
little
well,
air
space heaters are
conditioner.
dangerous.
I put the
It's
Well,
space heater underneath my
you're
desk.
not leaving it by itself.
I'm not putting a space heater nowhere in
Turn
my
it
house
off
or
when you're
anywhere
not
around it.
using
That's
it.
just me.
Never mind.
I
No,
mean, to each
I
his
put
own.
one under my desk.
Wilby, you're
Heaters are a
ruining
bomb
the
waiting to
party.
explode, in my opinion.
I've got one right beside me.
Yeah, I would just stick it under my desk, and then once I was done, cut it off for the night.
Yeah, I mean, I got it. We got one I got one in my room because my
I have
bedroom's
Turn my
radiant
central
heater
on
right
is what I want. Let it rock and roll.
Did y'all hear about the dude that got arrested in California that they think possibly could be the SK?
No,
No, I was actually waiting to hear that.
They have. They've got him in custody.
Good.
Okay, let me
The
find
three.
the homeless guys that he murdered. Let me find like the latest article that they came out with.
Yeah, I saw a stream earlier tonight. Somebody did on that, and or just a part of it, enough to get the gist.
Okay, let me pull this one up real quick. Okay, now see, now it's not letting me pull anything up.
Oh, good Lord.
Piece of shit.
You broke it.
See, I've got it on the other thing, but I don't know why it's not letting me pull it up.
The person that built it and saying, this thing don't work. Fix it.
Yeah, the computer's working. It's their software and their drivers.
It's just the driver.
Different things.
All of it. If they
you got hardware and software. She's got a software issue. She's got to integrate everything together.
I get it. I'm just saying, they installed it. They need to fix it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. When did this one come out? Okay, so this one came out on December the 2nd also. This is, okay, now here it goes. Now to let me bring it up. I think that issue was just Firefox. It wouldn't let me bring it up. Okay. So a man suspected of murdering 3 homeless men in Los Angeles has been arrested. Officials believe that the man also murdered a 4th person in San Dimas, California. After following the victim home, the murders happened within 4 days, authorities said. And all of them were homeless except for the one that he followed home.
Wow.
So authorities had identified and arrested a suspect in connection with the murders of 3 homeless men in Los Angeles this week and tied the suspect to a 4th homicide nearby, officials said on Saturday afternoon. The suspect, identified as Jared Joseph Powell, 33, a resident of Los Angeles, was already in custody after being arrested on Thursday morning in connection to the murder of a father of 2 in San Dimas, California, in a robbery on Tuesday. Mr. Powell had followed the victim home, officials said. The 3 homeless victims, all men who were in alleys or open areas by themselves, were shot and murdered in the early morning hours on Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, authorities had said. 2 of the victims had been identified as Jose Bolanos, 37, and Mark Diggs, 62, who both suffered a gunshot wound to the head, according to the coroner's report. The 3rd victim has not been identified, as next of kin has not yet been notified. Authorities said that they have not yet established a motive for those murders. Michael Moore, the Los Angeles police chief, said that the authorities had identified a vehicle that they believe was used in all 4 homicides and tied it to Mr. Powell, who was already in custody in connection with the San Dimas murder of Nicholas Simbolin, 42, who officials say was a county employee. A handgun found in the car also matched the weapon used in the murders of the 3 homeless men, the authorities said. It is unclear on Saturday evening whether Mr. Powell had any legal representation or when an arraignment would occur. I'm grateful that the suspect is in custody and no longer a threat to our community, Chief Moore said. Residents in the city similarly expressed a sense of relief. Adrian Mendoza, 33, an administration staff member at a community college who lives in Lincoln Heights, a few blocks from where the 3rd homeless victim was murdered, said that he was happy about the arrest, though he also lamented how exposed homeless residents are. Like, I think Los Angeles has like the number one besides New York City and the homeless population.
Maybe San Francisco's up there. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. So obviously it's good that they got caught, but it's unfortunate and not surprising that someone is letting out their frustration targeting the most vulnerable community, he said, adding that one of the largest cities in the world like Los Angeles are to be able to help the homeless community. That I agree with. You would think that they would be able to do something to get them off the streets. So in June, the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority reported in its last count that there were 46,260 people who were homeless in the city, a 10% increase from the year before. In 2022, 92 who were homeless or transient were murdered in Los Angeles, a number that has steadily risen in recent years, according to Crosstown, a nonprofit newsroom that analyzes Los Angeles Police Department data. The announcement of the arrest of Mr. Powell came one day after police announced the murders of the 3 homeless men, said that they believe the attacks were connected, and asked the public to help. On Friday, Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, said that the murderer was preying on the unhoused. Her office said that it would open emergency shelters, and she and other officials urged anyone sleeping on the streets in the surrounding areas to find shelter indoors or avoid sleeping alone. The Los Angeles Mission, a longtime nonprofit that supports homeless people, deployed outreach teams to canvass Skid Row neighborhood to tell people about the situation and the resources available. And in Skid Row, like the worst part for the homeless people?
Yes.
On Saturday, before the arrest was announced, residents and workers in Westmount, a neighborhood in South Central Los Angeles where 2 of the homeless men were murdered, expressed a mix of fear and a sad acknowledgement of the dangers that the city's homeless residents face each day. Some residents were not aware that there was a murderer at large. This is what goes on, man, said Bernard Johnson, 62, a housekeeper at U-Haul in Westmount. I hate to see things like this happen to people, but it's just the way the world is today. Dayton Wafer, 76, a retired phone tech worker who lives in the neighborhood for 47 years, said that he feared for his wife. But he added that he was used to homeless people in the area, pointing to a pickup truck parked up the street in which a homeless person had slept in for months. We're living in a fallen society, he said, and there are individuals who are looking for opportunities to do evil. Now, see, in this article, they didn't claim him as a SK, but there was another one that I found that had said that it was serial murderings. But damn, this dude, all them people in one day or in a 3-day span, and then followed the other dude home and walked in the man's garage and shot him while he was still sitting in his car.
That's insane.
Yeah. And the wife heard it and came out and found her husband shot in the car. Like, he shot him, robbed him, and left. And they picked his car up on some cameras in Beverly Hills. Like, people are just evil as hell today.
They really are.
Yeah, the cost of my oldest lives in LA, and the cost of renting, just something okay is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
They pay $3,500 a month for it. It's nice, but
it's ridiculous prices though.
$3,500, that's cheap for LA.
Yeah, it is, because back in the 80s, it was like $3,500 back then. People had to share houses with each other just so they could afford to have a place to live.
Yeah, I don't get why cities like Los Angeles and New York can't do something for the homeless people and the veterans.
They can. Look at what they did in San Francisco when Xi Jinping was coming. They cleaned up San Francisco and shined up that turd like it hasn't been in years.
What would they do with the homeless people, though?
They shipped them all off to parking lots out of the city. But now they let them all back in and they're pooping in the street again.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I just don't get
Thank you, government and your president.
Like, I get that
Ain't my
some people... I get
Mine
some.
neither.
I get some people prefer to live like that, and that's their business. You know, that's what they want. Some people have no other choice. Uh, but what about the veterans?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they just kicked a 98-year-old veteran out of a
I
nursing
heard about that.
home to make room for a migrant and left him literally on the street.
I
That
heard
just
about
makes
that.
me so mad.
Devil Doll, you're talking about Kensington? That's in
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. That
Yeah,
is, y'all. That is literally like watching a live version of The Walking Dead.
it
Yeah, it
is.
is.
It's
It's worse.
crazy.
It is. Me and Troll was watching it one night, and he started watching it like earlier in the day, and there was this lady sitting in a wheelchair, and she was sound asleep. He went back later on that night to watch it again. It was the same camera, and that same lady in that wheelchair sitting in the same spot, covered up, sound asleep. Other people that was sitting like they call them the stoops or whatever, the steps outside of their houses and
Yeah.
stuff like that, there was a few people that was still sitting in the same place, fell over, passed out. It is very sad to see.
They'll be like halfway in the street, or just be walking and just like fall down in the middle of the sidewalk, and
Or they'll be standing up, but they're basically passed out,
Frozen.
standing
Yeah.
up, and they're leant over. And it's like when they feel themselves start to fall, they kind of like
they wake up,
back up, and then they go back down. I don't see how they haven't failed.
Here's what I can't figure out. This is the one thing that bothers me probably the most about all that stuff in Philly. How is it that the government can fill a vending machine with crack pipes, needles, tie-offs, matches, cotton swabs, alcohol swabs, everything a junkie needs?
Yeah, but we got a war on drugs, Al.
But we can't house a veteran, find a way to make, let's say simple things like, I don't know, insulin available to people at an affordable rate. But we can pay for crack pipes?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Well, it does make sense whenever you know why they're doing what they're doing. And I agree with you on that.
I don't get it.
So yeah, pick a day, Scarlett, and let me know. Shoot me a message on.
Okay.
I'll put a picture in back chat where my oldest lives, Scarlett.
Okay.
They've got a 3-bedroom. I'll pull it up for you. I mean,
well, if it's got an address on it, we don't want to pull it up because it'll die.
That's all right. But I mean, it's a nice place. It's safe and everything. But his wife just inherited a big estate from her aunt who worked in the costume industry in L.A. for a long time. I mean, several, like $3 to $4 million. Her and her brother, and they're literally having a hard time finding something that they can put it in to real estate. I mean, it's not something you got to spend a lot more money to fix. I mean, it's crazy.
Right. Yeah, I will figure out a date. Like I said, I'll probably have to do it during the day so it doesn't take away from my live at night.
But you just let me know and I'm down.
Okay.
You know what you ought to do is the day, like, on the weekend sometime when you're not planning on going live, do the one in the daytime, and then you still get something, but you don't have to do it late at night.
Well, I'd set aside a few hours for this one. It's gonna.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
Yeah, we can do that one on the other channel.
All right, guys. I'm gonna let this Ambien maybe work tonight, and
I'd love to see it, Al. I really would.
I would too. I'm seeing it more and more where I'm at. People that weren't talking about things are starting to, and it's encouraging because if we don't start noticing what's happening,
if we don't address the problems, they're going to get
we have to at least acknowledge it.
Yeah.
We have to stop burying our heads in the sand and say, hey, wait a minute. Why am I paying triple for a steak that they're telling me in 9 months they don't want me to eat? Because it's destroying the planet. Me eating a steak is going to destroy the planet.
Yeah.
What kind of idiot, dumb fuck believes anything like that?
Yeah. It blows my mind that our best and brightest, for the most part, go to Washington and could not screw us
Anymore.
something up no more than they have.
No, it's you have to try to make things this bad.
Yeah, you do. You have to work at it. And they've been
I
working.
mean, it ain't rocket science.
They've been working.
You have X amount of pieces of gold. You spend it as efficiently as you can to do the most. It's not an unlimited supply. You just can't.
But this is a decade-long thing. It's
A
not
decade.
Oh, this has been going on
decades.
since the 50s.
It's been going on since
with an S. Decades.
Yeah, I didn't hear the S.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a great night.
You can't make it up. It's just
coming up.
Good night, Big Al.
Good night, Big Al.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Tonka just said, hold on, let me go back and find that comment that she made. She said, we've had 5 people die outdoors this last month, and the assembly here refuses to allow warming centers to open up for the homeless. And Tonka lives in Alaska. And she told me the other night that they've already had like half of their, Tonka, didn't you say it was like half of y'all's annual snowfall y'all have already had already? It was like 40 inches of snow. Think of being, y'all know I don't like cold weather.
How can people turn their backs on other human beings?
I don't get it.
I mean, you can't solve everything, but just to turn your back on somebody outside, freezing damn cold, knowing they're going to die.
That is neglect of the citizens.
How can you go to bed knowing that?
That's what that is. That is sad.
How can you sleep?
Some people don't have morals. They don't care. They're selfish. They only think about their own self.
Yep.
As long as they're in their bed at night and their family is nice and cozy and warm, they don't care about anybody else.
That's very true.
And you know, politicians can do all they want to, but just create an economy where companies want to invest capital, want to create jobs, and want to hire people, and people want to go to work and they want to make a good, decent wage. Then all this stuff can start to work itself out.
Yeah,
you can't work it out by paying everybody this and paying everybody that.
But
Get
then
off
on
the
corporate
ass and let them have the incentive to go out and put capital to work, because there's a lot of capital. There's a lot of billionaires worth a lot of money that have money to invest, but they need a climate and a place that they can get a return.
Yeah. What was you saying, Lady V?
I was going to say, but then on the other hand, you have jobs all over the place that nobody, you
No,
know.
we don't. No, you don't. You got shitty jobs. We need good jobs.
Wait.
People make a living wage.
Hold on, wait. Let her finish. Go ahead, Lady V.
I'm sorry, Lady. I didn't mean. I get out of my. So I apologize for interrupting.
I drive around. My husband drives around. He drives around all day long. That's what he does. He goes from one house to another to do jobs. There are help wanted signs all over the place. We have a minimum wage of $15 an hour. And there have literally been times that I have been sitting in front of 3 or 4 restaurants wanting help wanted, and in the middle of the meridian where the cars are going one, each way, there's a person standing there begging for money. And it's like, here's
a job over here available, but you're over here begging for money.
Yeah, but
so
people that have a foundation of a roof over their head and just a basic something.
It's
like it's hard to go to work $15 an hour when you got to sleep out underneath the tree or something. I mean, I know what you're saying too, but
it's unbalanced both ways, is what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you, but it has the flip side as well. How do you combat that? You have jobs, people don't want to take the jobs, but then
there are some people out there that want the job, but like Will B said, if they're already
don't have transportation,
they're already homeless. So even if they walk to work, and there are some people that will walk to work just to have a job to make money. Even if they walk to work, they still got to save their money long enough to get a down payment for a place to live. They got to pay for the utilities to be cut on.
Yeah, and how do they get dressed and showered and shaved and all of that to go to work? I mean, I get it. I totally get it. It's like what do you call that? Like a something wrapped in enigma, wrapped in something. I don't remember it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it.
The pig with lipstick.
Yeah.
But I mean, but there are some people though that can be standing just like you said in front of a place that has a help wanted sign, and they would rather have a handout than go to work and make it on their own.
Well, and some of these people too, they are dressed decently and they do look clean. And that's where the frustrating part comes in, and I'll be honest, in the early 2000s, we went to Portland for a church meeting, and there were people that were panhandlers out, begging for money, homeless people. And we we drove down one. I mean, they're like at every on off ramp and all of
Yeah,
this.
they,
And
they fight.
we
People,
drove,
homeless people, fight for those positions too.
yeah, and we drove past this one guy, and he had a BlackBerry on his belt. Well, back then, that stuff
Was
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 expensive.
expensive, right?
And so the pastor there, they told us, don't give them any money because they do this professionally. They back
Yeah,
then, he said they'll make 150 grand a year doing it.
you're right, and they'll make
And this
themselves
was
look
in
to
the
be
early 20s.
dirty and.
But
And I'm
there's
like,
people.
I'm not giving money to somebody who's got a BlackBerry on their belt. I'm
No,
sorry.
but there are people out there who have such a good heart that, in a way, don't know no better, that will give them the money just because they
I
don't want to
just,
see somebody in that situation because they're being lied to or manipulated to think that
right,
that person is in that
right.
situation.
I
I
don't give
just
it
wait.
people that's got little signs that that this and that. But if I see
No, I'll give
kind of
them
people
food.
I do,
I'll
I'll
go buy
I'll
see
them
it.
give them
I'll
food.
food,
walk by and I'll see them. I'll just
but
think,
I wait for God to prick my heart. I
Right.
go get some food and bring it back.
Yes.
I will do that, but I wait for the Lord to prick my heart and tell me, I need to do that. And my husband does the same thing. It's just,
Okay.
and what really makes you mad is whenever they're standing there and then they come up to your car and you say, no, I can't right now. And they get mad at you and start yelling at you.
they don't get mad at me.
Okay, Lady V, is that what you were trying to say? That Sunset Gazing is saying that I
Yeah,
got pulled up?
that's it.
There you go.
Riddle wrapped in a mystery, wrapped inside enigma. Yep,
Yeah.
that's the
Sometimes
one.
you want to do something and you kind of something tugs you back. You know what? That ain't right. But sometimes you
You
want to do
just don't.
something and you think that guy needs or that woman needs something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you guys are the same way. I mean, most of us are empaths that are in here, and we want to help people, but
Well, that's the
you
same thing.
also
Like,
get feelings of yes and no in your heart or whatever you want to call it.
that's like that little kitten that we found at the dollar store. Like,
Exactly.
I could have left him out there and just left it up to people to bring him food or whatever if they brought him food. But I couldn't leave him out there because the poor thing was starved to death.
Exactly.
My son had already fed him and then told us about him being there. We go out there and buy another little can of cat food for him, and he sits in my truck and eats that whole can of cat food, like 2
Like
cans
you
in
know,
a month.
Yep.
And so
and
I
you
had
can
to bring him
know
home.
when an animal eats
Yep.
something and they're literally starving.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
I get it. I would have brought him home too. I mean,
he's y'all, he's so bad. But I mean, I
But
couldn't
you love
leave
him to death.
I do, and I couldn't leave him out there because just he was skin and bones, and he was starving.
but it's not going to be every cat you run
You got a
across.
knock at the door from the good Lord and you answered it.
I don't
Exactly.
know, Lady V. I'm not a cat person, but I'm gonna be honest. If I saw another cat starving, I'd probably have to pick him up and bring him
Oh,
home.
no, we would too. It's just you're not going to have 101 cats,
Oh no. But and it
My
just,
daughter would.
My mama would have if she could have.
but this one
But
here, like he ran up to us. It was almost like he knew that we were supposed to come there, pick him up, and bring him home. Like he ran up to us like he
yeah,
knew us forever.
My grandpa
yeah,
used to live on it's Linwood Road, no Creek, but they owned all the farm. It's about a 2-mile road. At the end of the road, it was a dirt road way back in the day. And people would bring, litters of dogs down there and drop them out. He'd cut right down and just cuss like crazy. he'd be out there by the tobacco barns giving them dog food, talking to them, and they'd be chasing around on the tractor. But then when he get around, them damn dogs, they better quit leaving them around here. I'm gonna shoot every one of them. But he always had 3 or 4 dogs down there. He
All right,
gives some of them
no,
away,
you're not
but
timed
he'd let
out.
them, and they jumped in his pickup. I mean, it was funny, really.
Yeah.
Tonka, I can see your comments. I'm sorry,
My
Lady P, go
daughter
ahead.
had to
I was
put
just
her.
saying, I'm not looking at the chat, so if anybody's talking to me, I don't.
My daughter had to put her dog to sleep.
Oh, that is sad.
Yeah, we just got her ashes yesterday.
Oh, that's so painful.
I had a dog that I told y'all several y'all story that was ready to die, and it was like 5 or 6 in the evening. I was so afraid he was going to live, and I prayed to God. I said, Lord, take that dog right now. I don't want this to drag on to 8, 9 o'clock tonight. Me running all over hell and high water trying to find a vet, put him to sleep. And
she had
come up to my door about. He wouldn't even let me pet him. He was trying to bite me. He was literally, dogs get like that when they're ready to die. And I made that prayer. I got on my knees, prayed God. And he walked to my door 10 minutes later. My mama knocked on the door. He lay down and he took his last breath. And I was thankful he did.
Yeah, she did. Our dog, she had cancer running through her body.
Because I didn't want him to go all night like he was going that day. Because I was thinking, damn, well, I don't know what vet 24 hours and let the dog go. He's done his best for me.
That's what I told her, because we've had her for 14 years. And I told her, I said, she was getting skinny and last week she couldn't walk. I said, you're going to have to take her to the vet. So they took her, and I said, you're not going to want to do it, but you're going to have to put her to sleep. She's old. There's something definitely wrong that they're probably not going to be able to fix. So that's what happened.
When they stop eating and drinking, they will.
Yeah.
They're ready to die. They ain't scared of it.
And just the way she would look at you like, can you please just...
Yeah, my dog wouldn't let me pet him. He was so miserable.
So that's what they did, and
he didn't even want me to touch him. He tried to bite me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Betty.
Oh, my daughter bawled her eyes out.
That's
you do, but at some point you think, God,
like
you know what?
days.
Why did I get that dog, and why was I lucky enough to have him for 14 years? That's a minor miracle that you cross paths with an animal like that.
Well, see, the funny part is she watched her not being born, but the next day, the puppy, she walked up to my daughter, and my daughter said, yep, this is my dog.
That's it.
And ever since then, we had her, and she didn't want to do it, but I told her she's got to because she's suffering, and I don't want to see her suffer.
My baby, when she was born, my friend sent me pictures, and I picked my dog out by the pictures, and she would send me pictures like every few days, and every time I'd say she was this one or that one, she said, you never got it wrong. You always knew exactly which one it was.
That dog I had, he went follow me down to the clubhouse to the golf course and chased us all around every day for 10 years.
Yep.
He loved it. I buy all the hot dogs in the grill room. They had the on thing. I said, how many hot dogs got? We got 9 of them. I said, give me all 9 of them. I said, you keep the buns. And I'd give that dog 9, and people would come in and they'd be mad as hell because they couldn't get a hot dog because I bought the last 9. But Jasper, he didn't think, boy, he loved that. And he'd get tired, like if we played all day. Because we used to gamble and play all day. We had a bunch of guys we like to play. And he would, by the second 18, I'd rent a cart by myself. I said, I'd pay him. I said, come on, Jasper, you can ride a while. And he'd get up on that in the seat, man. He loved that. He was wore his ass out because he would run the entire distance. The second 18, he was ready to get up in that cart.
The good part is that we got two of the puppies that she had. So we still have 2 of her babies.
Well, they're
about
always...
they're about 3 years old, 4 years old.
That makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, he was a lab. Labs are terrible they're the aggravating puppies. They'll
They
chew
are
your damn
so
shoes.
hyper.
They'll bite shit, chew your
Well,
cows.
see,
But when they grow up and
Yeah.
settle down, they're the best dogs you'll ever have.
well, see,
Lab,
Zoe, she was a lab and pit. She was mixed, and she was the most calm, laid back dog, even when she was a puppy. But her two babies, oh my God,
Jasper
they
got
were
a
the most
dog.
hyperest dogs.
The street over one year, Malcolm Crawford's dog had a little short dog, looked like a lab, but it had about feet legs about half as long. She went in heat. And Jasper got over her and got with her. And about a little while later, a few months later, however long it took, one day, that dog was at the door with about 6 or 8 little puppies behind her. And Mom said, "Come here, look at this." And I walked to the door, and Jasper walked to the door. I said, "Jasper, that's your puppies, and now you owe puppy support." I said, your girlfriend has come to tell you it's time to pay puppy support. He just turned around and went back downstairs.
It's time to take
That dog had like 6 or 8 puppies, and they were just, I mean, they walked like, I don't know, quarter mile to our house. She brought them all the way to the house and was sitting right on the front porch with them. He looked at them through the front door. And he just kind of went back downstairs. He didn't want to have nothing to do with it. I said you're a deadbeat dog. He'd go out and pee at night too, and he would take we called his baby, which was a stuffed animal of some kind. And he'd go pee, and he'd let you know when he had to go. And it'd be in the middle of the damn night when you're sleeping as good as you could sleep. He'd go out there and you'd sit at the front door, and he'd just waddle down the driveway like he had all day, and then he'd waddle up, and then he'd pee, and then he'd come back inside. And if he left that baby, that stuffed animal outside, he'd let you know he had to go back and get it. He'd do it. It'd take 15, 20 minutes. You'd be mad as hell sometimes at night.
My mom had one like that too. My Yorkie, she's hilarious. When I was doing, it was actually a friend of mine that came in today, and I did her nails, and I said, "Hang on just a minute, I need to take Tolly outside." So I went outside, and I came back in like a minute later, and she's like, "I thought you were going to take her potty." I said, "Yeah, she already went potty." She said, "I don't think I've ever seen a dog go potty that fast in my life."
Jasper took forever to pee in the middle of the night. You'd be some man sitting there in your underwear, just dying to go lay back down and go to sleep. And that dog just sat there and went around like he had all night. And you couldn't go back to sleep because then he'd aggravate the shit and bark all night to get back in. He was a good dog, though. And when my dad got old, he took to my dad. My dad would get in a chair. He got diabetic. He'd sit there so long he'd have to kind of rock to get up at night. That dog would sit there right beside him every night.
I'm trying to figure out what day I can do this on the other channel.
Any day you choose.
I know I can't.
I know. I'm just
Monday and Tuesday. I'm just trying to figure out a day that would be good that everybody, that's available during the day. Because I don't know how many of my night people are available during the day.
I am.
Okay.
24/7.
Well, I work hard doing nothing, so.
All right, so you're available. I know Lady V has to work.
Yeah, it depends on the day.
I'm about ready to go back. I'm gonna start putting my money. So I got to put my money, making some money. I can't just keep paying day nurses $1,000 a week.
Well, you can always become a manicurist.
No, I'm not gonna do that. If I can do something, I've got some property. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna make some money. I decide to do it. I'm not gonna piddle around.
I can see Will be in there telling everybody that comes in to pick a color.
Oh shoot, he would. Guys that do nails, man, those guys make buku money
because they're good at it.
And they just flirt with those girls, and they just eat that up. Yeah, male manicures makes twice as much.
Yeah, I could invest and put up an egg on manicure thing. Hire about 6 or 8 manicures. But I that ain't the kind of stuff I like. I like to build stuff.
I know. I
like to pour concrete, put up foundations, put up, frame something out, put a roof on it. Either rent it or sell it.
Okay, so Tonka says she's available late afternoon or early morning. So her early morning is actually like my early afternoons.
What, like 2, 3-ish, 4-ish?
Whenever you do it, I'll be available.
Okay. So let's say if I do it right at noon, that would put Tonka. Tonka, are you 2 hours behind me? Or are you 3? If I did it at noon, that'd put everybody on Pacific time at 10 o'clock in the morning. But I can't remember if she's 2 or 3 hours behind me.
That means it's 1 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, 1 o'clock Eastern. So it'll be 9 o'clock for Tonka.
I could probably jump in and at least listen and participate some. It depends on if we have any clients or not. There's times I just sit there and do what I'm doing now, painting, and I can just sit there and join in.
Okay. Meta Mom, we're talking about doing stuff on my other channel, like during the day. Because I'm going to keep this channel for like all the true crime stuff and keep it late at night, because most of the people that come in here is here, late at night.
Yeah, you have a good time slot, Scarlett, that is unique. Oh, yeah. Nobody else has it.
Right. I mean, I've had this time. Well, to begin with, I had 10:30, and then I had to bump it back 15 minutes. But I've always had the same time slot.
Yeah,
that serves you well.
I've always loved your time. Always
especially for the ones that can't sleep.
Consistency of time and repetition on these YouTube channels do better when they do that.
It's quiet. You don't have people calling you for spam calls, and
I get those. I don't hate Indian people, but I get them. Can't have to understand them. Trying to sell insurance, and the other day I said I got rude. And I said
I don't answer.
And he said, "You effer mother," and I laughed like that. I said, "Why do y'all keep calling me? You're not going. You call me 8 times a day." And now they've got it where they put the area code of this area in a town somewhere within 100 or 200 miles. Like,
oh yeah, they fool you with the local numbers.
Yeah, and I said,
if I don't recognize the number, I don't answer.
I don't answer them either, but I promise you,
exactly.
I get at least six a day.
Oh God, my husband gets them constantly all day long.
And I don't give a damn if you register with any don't call site or whatever. They don't make a difference.
All right, y'all. Yeah. I'm fixing to drop the link for the other channel, Nightbot's about to drop it. I dropped it a second ago, and I had to think what my command was for it. I forgot.
Sweet.
So there's the link to the other channel. So if y'all want to join us during the day, because I really need to start working on that other channel too. There's the link for it. Y'all go sub up, hit the bell for notifications. Okay, thank you, Tonka.
Already did a long time ago.
Tia and them are doing Rachel Morton's The Kids Wish List.
Right.
And I know you don't like different things being dropped, but if we could, as we move to Christmas, if you agree to it, and if you don't, I understand. I'd like to, from time to time, drop it out, because it's people.
Yeah, we can drop it. Drop the link.
I won't do it tonight, but I'll throw it in back chat during the chats, and then you can. Okay. Because
I had it bookmarked on my computer, but whenever I had to redo it, it got rid of everything, all my files, apps, everything. So
I don't think you're aware, but the actual Rachel's sister tried to say that Tia was scamming, and Rachel's first husband come out and said that's a bunch of BS, and it all got sorted out. But we need to, Christmas coming, and I want as many things as people. If you can't afford to do it, I understand 100%. If you can and you want to, God bless you. And if you can't, again, you can't afford to do it, God bless you as well. But I want to try to do it as good as we can for them.
Sally Mae, yes, we need to do one for TT and her kids as well. She, her house burnt down a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And so Sally Mae, have you talked to her about doing a wish list for her and the kids? And will be whenever you drop that link in the back chat, just let me know. That way I can grab it, and then I can save it to the computer. Thank you,
I
Mother
might.
Mom. Okay, Tony, hold on. I'll let you come up real quick before I end it tonight. Right there. All right, there you go, Tony. Oh, Queen of Hearts, that's a cool idea for your daughter for her birthday.
What was that?
She said that she was talking to Shelly in chat. She said, my middle daughter has a December 21st birthday. I always took all the decor off the tree and used to put her magic colored balloons in it. What do you do for a birthday tree? Because her birthday was so close to Christmas.
Yeah, that's a cute idea.
I couldn't imagine having a kid with a birthday close to Christmas.
My nephew's is the 28th. My sister's is the 31st.
Oh, wow.
My son's is
I just put it back there.
Okay, thank you.
It's the bottom one. You'll see it. And you don't have to do it tonight, but you know what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. I
do
want to
appreciate
save
that
it.
from the bottom of my heart.
No problem. I want to save it. That way I'll have it on this computer now since I had to redo it. I don't want it on
Tia's telling us about the one autistic child that Rachel had. Is not understanding, and all she says is, when is she coming back? And she doesn't understand. And so
my
sad.
oldest is autistic. They don't understand stuff. They don't comprehend stuff.
Yeah.
And
the
they'll
13-year-old had to do the wish list for the 11-year-old autistic kids' Christmas list. But
they will ask the same thing.
Coming back.
Yep, that's what they'll do. They'll ask the same thing over and over and over because they don't comprehend it and they don't understand it. Why?
No, they don't. Sad.
That is so sad.
Yeah, my son will ask me the same question 1,000 times a day, and it's always the same answer. But
but he's a blessing to you.
Oh yes, for sure. You just need to talk more. Pray for her. She's been sick. Okay, thank you, Sally. So yes, everybody keep TT and her kids in your prayers. Sally may say that she's been sick.
Also,
I seen her come in Discord the other day, and she said that they had been sick. And yes, Avery and Jaden, because they're both sick.
Yeah, Avery sounded bad.
Yes, and there was somebody else in chat a minute ago that I seen.
Glowbug is not feeling well again. I think she was sick again.
Well, I think her is it her mother-in-law?
Her mother-in-law's not
Okay.
she's doing good. So
she's on life support.
Oh God, poor thing. Y'all keep her in your prayers as well. Tony, how are you? Oh, y'all, it's Eva.
Hi, sorry, I was just away from the microphone thing. Yeah. Hi, folks. How are you all going?
Hello, Tony. I'm glad you come in.
Hi,
It's always good to see you.
Hello, Tony.
Hi,
hey, guys.
Eva.
How you all? I'm sorry, Scarlett. I was a whore tonight. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. I was a whore tonight. I was on
oh, my gosh. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I was on another channel. I was on another panel. I won't
Tony.
make a habit of it, but I did it.
No, it's good.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed.
Shame
I'm,
on you.
I'm not one of those creators, though, that is like, oh, my God, you were at somebody else's channel. Why would you do that? I don't do that.
Well, it's okay. You do own me, but
we'll do that for you.
I never say that out loud. But yeah, I just, something, it's just a lot of fun, and I've missed all of you guys.
No, it's all good. I'm glad you joined us tonight. It's good to actually see Eva.
It is.
Are you taking care of my puppies?
Yeah, they're good. They're good. I'm not going to wake up Willie now. It'll be all on.
Yes, y'all keep Gigi's husband in your prayers. Y'all keep Gigi's husband in your prayers as well. And Tonka, I don't know why your comments keep dropping. I noticed that yours does that a lot. There was somebody else's that does that, but I don't understand why. That is weird.
That dog doesn't look like it has a care in the world. Look at it.
She don't. She is like the best little dog.
Her daddy takes good care of her.
Yeah. Well, that dog takes good care of her daddy too.
Yep, I think you're right.
Dogs are almost Christ-like. They love you unconditionally. They forgive you no matter how mean you are to them. And I'm not mean, never been mean to one, but there are people that are, and they just they give you love just absolutely unconditionally.
They do.
Also, I want to say Mar, one of my mods in here, she's been my mod since I started my channel. Keep her and her family in your prayers as well. She's been sick, but also her great grandbaby passed away, I think like a week or so ago.
Is that Mars, the woman from North Carolina that I talked to on here?
Yeah, that's her.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know
that.
Yeah.
She said, I think he was born premature, and then he started gaining his weight, and then he got some type of infection, and then he passed away. So y'all keep her and her family. Like Marge is, like her son passed away, and then the great grandbaby.
She only lives like 20 miles, or maybe 30, not from where I live.
Yeah, she's been in and out of the hospital. She's been sick. It's like every time something gets over with, something else hits her and her family.
That's just heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Especially this time of year,
Right.
Y'all heard about this pneumonia that's what they call it, the white pneumonia that kids and people are getting. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I sent that to Lady V the other day because I thought maybe that was something that she might have had because I had never heard of it, and it popped up on my Newsbreak app, and I got to reading about it, and it's like it kind of had the symptoms that she had.
Yeah, Ohio had a big outbreak among kids.
But you all know why they put that out.
Probably.
Because they want you to get vaccinated.
Yeah, to scare people.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'm not kidding.
Either.
No, you're not going to try to scare me into something.
No.
I mean, first it was, the C word, and now you're going to come out with this? No, come on.
Well, now they're starting up testing and stuff for that in schools now, that C word again.
Yeah. Hollering there's going to be a big outbreak of that possibly after Thanksgiving with all the traveling or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Y'all, I don't know why this is now saying that I have been here for almost 6 hours. This is weird.
Sometimes YouTube just gets, I don't know.
I don't understand. Well, it's on. Okay, so like YouTube is saying I've been on here for 3 hours and 46 minutes. StreamYard is saying it's been 5 hours and 46 minutes. Like, I don't know what the deal
you've been on 3 hours and 46 minutes. You know what's weird too? There's another thing that, like, I'll go to different sites or different channels, and every time I go to press like, it always says 12.
It says what? 12?
12. That 12 likes, and I'm like,
I don't know. There must be some type of glitches going on or
be
something.
Tony, and the thing of it is, I'm sorry.
Tony, thank you for that super chat. He said Baber and Ann BFS forever.
That's it, New Zealand money.
Yes, it's only probably a dime, but I'm after YouTube take their cut. But I'm sorry, it's what I can afford.
Hey, Tony, it came from the kindness of your heart. That's what matters.
That's right.
I'm trying to show people how easy it is to help Scarlett.
Okay, so Tony Vapor said, "Don't start. She's gonna think that you have a crush on one of us."
Tony's done had a crush on somebody tonight. He told you what he did tonight.
I would hate to see me and Vapor and Ann in the same hotel room.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my gosh!
Tony, stop, please.
On another note.
Oh my God! Back to the K-bar.
Back to the K-bar. Let's do another deep dive on the grub truck video. I got a limper who's going to tell us that body communication analyst.
Well, let's talk about Danny Rowland.
No.
They had the guy. He went into the woods.
I still, y'all, poor
guy.
Vapor. Poor Vapor has sent me so much emails on Danny Rawlings, and I still have not had time to read the stuff that he sent to me about.
He did another Danny Rowland last night.
Did he?
He literally does it almost every night, but I know of like 3 out of the last 4 nights.
That is, I mean, but back in he lived back in the day, you know, when all and Lady V, you were already born during that time too, right? And so like they know. That's why I was like that one night we was talking about. I was like, damn, Lady V ain't up here, Riddler ain't up here. I don't know nothing about Danny Rawlings or Ted Bundy.
Riddler's the expert.
Yeah, I mean he knows a lot about it.
I seen Riddler somewhere today. I thought I was seeing things.
I just started shutting up because he enjoyed talking about it so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Riddler's been getting around.
He has.
He's sowing his oats
everywhere.
That's all I'm
sowing
gonna say.
his oats everywhere. Disgraceful. Yep. No, don't mean that.
Thousand Years says started 20 minutes ago.
It's like an 18-year-old.
Wow.
See, that's what I'm saying. There must be some glitches or something going on.
Definitely.
That is crazy. Queen of Hearts. I wish I could hear Vapor's channel, but I think I got blocked something after the first day.
What? No.
Queen of Hearts says she wished she could hear Vapor's channel, but she thinks she got blocked.
No, she hasn't been blocked. We just, the link don't always go out the same. And
oh shit! I said Vapor instead of Riddler. My bad.
And sometimes we forget.
He said Danny, whoever.
It's nothing personal to nobody, but it just happens. We usually get a good 15, 20 views on his live.
Right. Shelly, thank you so much for becoming a member and welcome to the family.
Mine usually comes out when I do it. I put it in my Discord, so whoever's on my Discord.
Yeah, we'll see it.
I think my baby's getting a cold.
When you go on the nail, Lady V, I'll turn it on, but I don't really care to watch nails, so I'll just leave it on. And you don't always, but
I don't expect you to.
But I will turn it on and put a like and just let it run.
That. I appreciate that.
All right, y'all. I think I'm just gonna get out of here for the night. It's almost 3 o'clock.
I think that's a good idea.
It's almost 4 o'clock here.
Yeah. I'm tired.
I'm going on like 3 hours of sleep.
Oh my, I'm running on
it. YouTube is hard, boys and girls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went to sleep about 7 this morning because, like I said, I was on there till 6 o'clock with Microsoft, and then I laid down, couldn't go to sleep right then, and I forgot what I put on the TV. I think it was Duck Dynasty I put on the TV and was just letting it play so I could hear something while I was going to sleep, and then I woke up like 10:30.
You should be able to download drivers from Windows. Update drivers.
Yeah, I have to go to the website for my graphics card. So
what kind of graphics card do you have?
It's a Radeon 6700 series.
Hang on, I think that's what I got.
It's what does it say? An XFX, a Radeon XFX. It's like I think it's 6700 or 6400, 6700, something like that. But I can go to the Cyber Power website, and then I can go to the drivers, and then I go to Radeon from there, and it has all the drivers. Tonka, it must be something. One thing I don't like, the time change. I don't like how it gets dark early.
Oh, no, me either.
I don't like that.
Now
so
and it's dark outside.
Yeah, and it like messes up my whole sleep cycle. Oh, Queen of Hearts, bless you, honey. She needs to take her cat out in the snow.
Woo! What kind of cat she got?
She said she had to let it out to use the bathroom in the snow. Tonka, do y'all have don't y'all have where it stays dark for like so many months or something like that?
Oh, I couldn't take that. It's like 3 months out of the year, I think.
I have to have sunlight.
I would, I wouldn't do well psychologically and that kind of a thing.
No, I have to have sunlight at some point or I'd go crazy. Yeah, Avery, I hope you and Jaden both get better because Lord knows you don't need to be sick, and Jaden for sure does not need to be sick.
Absolutely not. It sounds like they both got a cold. She sounds like she's got a head cold.
We get about 4 hours of light. Oh my, 4 hours of daylight.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
When I went to Scotland to play golf, it stayed in the summer over there. It stays daylight like 20 hours of the day.
Oh, see, I can handle that.
But it flip flops in the winter.
Oh, see, I couldn't handle that.
I don't think it's quite as bad, but it's not a lot. But all the houses over there have actual shutters that you close.
Oh, that you can close
off the light so you can go to sleep.
Yeah, I can't.
When I went over there,
darkness.
I got in the airport and got a rental car, and it was a right-sided driver steering wheel and a left-hand gear shift driving on the wrong side of the road. I said, and everybody was with me. So, well, you gonna drive? I said, do what?
I'll be crashing into everything.
Oh,
I drove, but
I have to tell you guys what I do at work. So they have these open ear bone conducting earbuds that you hook on your earlobe so you can hear everything. And so I bought 2 pair, and I take you. And the neat thing of it is that there's no really right side and left side. Like, I can wear one, and when that one quits working, I put it back in the case and let it recharge, and I wear the other one on my same ear, right? So what I did, I've got one ear that has my YouTube stuff in it, and I have the other ear that if my husband calls. Yeah, I do. I have one ear. And so if my husband calls, that's my left ear. And then YouTube's in my right ear.
Oh, so unless he calls, you don't have both of them.
No, they're both on me all the time.
Yeah, but I'm saying you listen to YouTube, and then when he calls, then you hear something out of both ears.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be on panel one of these days, and her husband's going to call, and she's going to be up here talking about something, and he's going to be like, what the heck are you even talking about?
He has destroyed a bunch of drills. He was trying to fix a drill for her the other night. And did you ever get that fixed, or did you just get a new one, Lady B?
He just gave me $250 to buy a new one. But he's got this one, and he's doggone if he ain't gonna get it fixed one way or the other. I got an attachment to this red one of mine. He's like, don't get rid of that one. I'm gonna fix that one. I'm like, okay.
Oh God, yeah, I need to get out of here.
$250. You gotta try to fix it.
I'm gonna jump down.
All right, Betty Joe, have a good
night. I'm
night.
gonna go too, and guys, y'all have
a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Praise the Lord tomorrow.
All right, Bobby, have a good night.
Good night.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna let you go. You have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourself. Everybody, sleep safe. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right, we love you too. Have a good night.
Good night, Scarlett. Best wishes, darling. Good night.
Thank you, Tony. You have a good night. Thanks for coming up. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Betty Joe, you have a wonderful night, honey. HG, you have a good night as well. Avery, make sure local, raw, unfiltered honey. That's what you need. You and Jaden both need it so y'all can get better. Tonka, have a good night. Meta Mom, you have a good night as well. So I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. Prayers that I have my second monitor back tomorrow night. If not, I'll still be here with the one monitor. We'll make it work somehow. Sweet Melissa, you have a good night as well. I love you all. I hope y'all have a wonderful, safe night. Vapor, have a good night. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.